Previously on the Lineage of Moonreach. We were hoofing it up a mountain on our way to the Soul Forge in the Beldarak, and we took respite in Gorbel's marvelous mansion. We were all relaxing when suddenly some bald guy in robes showed up. I don't know what that's about. I'm just going to keep hanging out in my tub.
The D20 Syndicate presents The Lineage of Moonreach.
Welcome back to the D20 Syndicate podcast. That's right, we're back, baby, and
We're
better than ever.
Back. You thought we were gone, but we here to stay.
Yeah, whether you like it or not.
Better than ever.
We had a cease and desist, but we got that guy. Got him good.
Chauncey.
Ran him right over with a tractor. I said cease and desist.
Shut up. Here's a lawnmower on your face. Cease and desist this.
Cease and desist this.
Here's a cyst
that you can season.
with
seasoned?
disses?
A seasoned that cyst.
I know people love sibilant sounds, so we're doing good so far.
Just DS that bad boy, we'll be good. So yeah, we are a Dungeons & Dragons 5e podcast. I am your host and DM Seth. And around the table, we have our players.
I'm Tomas, I play Tomas.
I'm Elijah, and I play Herstag.
I'm Billy, and I play Willem.
I'm Lindsey, and I play Pinwin.
And I'm Michaela, and I play Gorbel.
And that's right. Each week we record an episode and we reveal it to you all for your listening pleasure. Except this week we're doing 2 episodes for ourselves, for posterity's sake.
Huh?
What?
Yep. Just
We
for
always
us.
do 2 episodes.
Fourth
Yeah.
wall breaking.
Edit that out.
They won't know.
It's 2 separate days.
They
Let's
won't
edit
know. They won't even know any of that.
it. They don't need to know either.
Nope.
They don't know.
Edit it out.
They don't know we're filming in a barn. They don't need to know any of this.
They don't know where their food pellets come from. Just give them to them.
Anyway, we are back from Gen Con. It was exhausting. It was
sucked for me because
Yeah.
I had the stomach flu the whole time.
Tomas
Probably
was
colitis.
just it was bad.
Yeah, so I was mostly not wanting to be there at all, but I did have fun.
Yeah.
But
The
shout
one
out
day.
to Airbnb. We had 3 bathrooms.
Yeah, they kept us stocked with toilets and
With
toilet paper.
Shit locations.
All
So
around
no
the
matter-
house.
When emergency struck, and it did, there was always something adjacent.
Yep.
And we could brag about it to guests that came over. We're like,
Look at all
if you
these
need to go to the bathroom, there's
Like
one
made
here.
of
If Tomas is
bathrooms over
pooping
here.
upstairs.
Wait, did we show you this bathroom? Are you sure? You should take a look.
They're absolutely flushed with bathrooms.
And we did have guests. We had one shot.
Yep. With the Shocking Gas podcast.
And you may have been tempted to skip it because it wasn't in our current storyline, but please do yourself a favor and go and listen to that.
Because it's storyline adjacent. So it definitely takes place at the same time in a different area of Vildalen.
It's canon
And-
adjacent.
And Scott and Stephanie are great players, and they did a good job, and even some of you guys are going to be on their show sometime soon.
And it's funny.
So definitely, if you did
I wasn't
skip
in
that,
it.
yeah, and Billy wasn't there, so
Just
everyone
like old
wins.
times.
We talk half of that episode is us talking shit about Billy. So if you hate Billy, it's a perfect episode for you.
If you love Billy, maybe you want to skip.
You might want to skip it. Or bring the razor blades and cyanide.
So yeah, but yeah, if you did skip that,
We all chuckled at that.
depression. But if you did skip it, don't go back and go back and listen to it because it's actually pretty good and it'll cue you into some more talented people out there in the D&D podcasting community. So yeah, once again, shout out to Scott and Stephanie from the Shocking Gas podcast, and we'll have a link to them at the bottom just for that episode. Anyway, anybody got anything else they want to say before we jump into a round the campfire question?
We have some pretty big news. We have a new patron on
nice.
Patreon.
Awesome.
Good old Brett.
Brett.
Hey, Brett.
Bren.
I'm always
Hello,
tempted to say the name Brett, like Brett. Brett.
I always want to follow it up with Favre. Favre?
He's a sweet guy, and he also left us a review.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is it though?
Who knows Brett? Somebody.
I
He
think
deleted
left
it
on
immediately, like,
Facebook.
no, I made a mistake.
I didn't mean to do the highest tier.
How do I get out?
It's hundreds of dollars a month.
He's mowing lawns on the side just to upkeep
But
his
still listening to our podcast.
while mowing the lawn. Oh, man. It's a sick cycle.
Here's Brett's review coming from Facebook. You can leave your review anywhere, everybody, and we will find it somehow. It took me a little while, but...
Skywriting.
Dear D20 Syndicate, I'm writing you today because I too was a serious D&D player, 4th edition. I built many characters throughout many campaigns. I played for years. I then started a family, and I'm sure Tomas and Pinwin can understand that it becomes pretty difficult to get out and roll polyhedral dice once a week with newborn children at home. I've been away from this world for 6 years. I then got a new job where I met Elijah name. Hashtag
No last names.
We got to talking and I found out about the D20 Syndicate. I had never listened to a Real Play D&D podcast before, so I was skeptical at first. After getting to know Elijah name, why does he keep using your full name?
He
I
doesn't
didn't
want
tell
us
him about
thinking it's
that
that
rule.
other Elijah.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Bad Elijah.
After getting to know him a little bit and hearing more about it, I gave it a listen. I have now finished episode 36, end of the first arc. I assumed I was done with D&D, but your podcast has revitalized my love for this game. From the Wolves role-playing to Seth's improv with the NPCs, the battle scenes to the crazy skill challenges. This podcast has it all. Highs, lows, and everything in between. So here's to the Wolves of Moonreach. I love you all, and thank you for reminding me of the magic that is Dungeons & Dragons. Can't wait for the second arc. Hashtag fuck Calcifer.
That was actually very, very nice.
So
Yes.
Super nice.
Thank you,
Gonna
Brett.
be so
That's-
disappointed.
And
I don't
thank you for your patronage.
Billy joins.
Yeah. He doesn't even...
This already had everything. Why is this guy here ruining my fucking podcast? Who the fuck is this guy?
It should be me.
Now I have to get it adjusted into this
Guys, I love the first arc. I just finished it. I can't wait to start the second one. 1 week later. What the fuck were you thinking?
Angry review.
Well, he left that review quite a while ago, and he still became a patron, so maybe he doesn't hate you that much.
He had to take a break. He hasn't started listening to the second arc yet.
It was so blown
Let
away.
Billy wallow in sadness.
Okay, you suck, Billy.
It's like where I live.
We get it, okay?
You're bad.
I'm gonna go listen to the Smiths.
Nobody
Also-
cares.
For real though, hashtag fuck Calcifer.
And Billy.
That dude-
He said quite happily. I do like how he wrote that as if he was writing a letter from the Civil War. I thought that long life was
so many
behind me.
My,
yeah.
my dearest Juniper, how I long to see your face.
How's the farm? Are the pigs growing? Do you still swing on the tire swing out by the creek?
Remember where we buried the dog that got the rickets?
I miss that dog something fierce. Anyway, the D20 Syndicate podcast.
has got me through many a night, especially when they had to amputate my leg.
So, because of episode 50, we all leveled up,
Correct.
which is pretty dope.
I leveled
Some
up
of us
before
forgot.
Yeah, some
One
us
of us.
One
forgot.
of us.
Well, this is what I got. Everyone got a proficiency bonus boost.
Forget one thing.
And then the other main thing I got was at 18th level, my dimension die turned into D12s. So
Watch out.
All of my
pretty cool.
portal powers will be a little bit more effective.
Is there anything like fun anyone got? Because he did
Yes.
a flavor thing for my new thing, so we should probably do a flavor thing for some other people too.
I need to take a second to look what I got.
I totally forgot about it until I edited
What'd you get, Willem?
I got
the
alert.
flying thing, the fake creatures. Man.
A feat.
Yeah.
Can you explain what it is?
Yeah, I can totally explain that shit. I gain a +5 bonus to initiative. I can't be surprised while I'm conscious, and other creatures don't gain advantage on attack rolls against me as a result of being unseen by me.
You're a sneaky motherfucker.
What'd anybody else get?
Let me tell you.
Okay.
I didn't get Wish.
No?
So fuck all of you. I'm just kidding. I got Wish. Your wish came true.
Now I have to use it.
And that is from...
Did you choose sorcerer or wizard in the magical secrets?
You don't choose that. You just choose the spell.
You just choose the spell.
It's from any class.
I'm gonna stick
No,
a
you
D4
can
up your pee hole.
Wait, what?
No.
You can choose.
You choose a...
Magical secrets
You're
from any
thinking
class.
magic initiate.
You're right. I am. My bad.
It's
Edit that out.
literally.
I sound like a fool.
This guy's in charge of our whole fucking world. He doesn't even know what the fuck his fucking wish is from.
Okay, so I got another magical secret.
Ooh, tell me.
Show you
That was
later.
it. Wish.
Okay, so I got Wish, but also ever since I was playing Lance, I've wanted banishment real bad.
Nice. Nice.
So you got 2 spells?
Yes.
Wow.
You get them every
Bard.
time. Magical secrets are 2 every time.
That's cool.
So
Not in case anybody else, or not. Sorry, in case anybody at home was confused, it's not the same thing as magical initiate because
You'd be
we all
really
knew
stupid
that.
if
No one
Yeah.
was
Well,
confused
you were
about
Everyone,
You magical
could have been.
initiate head.
Just saying, just for other people's benefit.
So that's what happened to me.
that. Sweet.
Elijah, what happened to her stag?
Okay. Her stag. At 18th level.
Oh, try again.
At AT&T, you're the best customer we've ever had.
At 18th level, I unlocked 2 abilities. I unlocked Timeless Body. Starting at 18th level.
We already knew
This
that.
is why
Marilyn Monroe.
This is why I didn't read Brett's review. Starting at 18th level.
Did you say
oh my
Phil
god.
Bottom?
I unlocked type 2 diabetes.
Starting at 18th level, the primal magic that you wield causes you to age more slowly. For every 10 years that pass, your body ages only 1 year.
Whoa.
Why would you want to live so long?
Because he's taking care of the earth and doing
Who the
druidy
He might
stuff.
not even
Wants to live forever.
Doing druidy stuff.
It might just be like a hotness spell kind of
Jergens.
deal.
Stay in the prime of your life.
He wants to see all
Gray
his friends
beard.
die.
Tangled hair, wheezing when he walks.
Bird shit falling out of his hair.
Also at 18th level, I gained beast spells. Beginning at 18th level, you can cast many of your druid spells in any shape you assume using wild shape.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Fucking dope.
You can perform the somatic and verbal components of a druid spell while in a beast shape, but you aren't able to provide material components.
I just pictured you in spider form frantically trying to cast something like whirlwind. Like,
Whirlwind.
yeah.
Oh my god.
And it's just a miniature whirlwind.
I don't think it has a material component too, so that could actually be a thing.
So you're gonna have 2
I
stealthy
imagine
fat.
him like lassoing with his spider web.
And then I got a spell.
Nobody can see this, but every time Elijah casts Whirlwind, he sits there for the entirety of it and does like this arm whirlwind.
It's like a hula hoop.
Yeah.
But there's a
He
lot
does
of
the
hip
washing
motion.
machine from Selena.
Yeah. It looks like I'm hula hooping.
But you're
But I'm
swirling
not.
a staff around your head like a helicopter.
Yep.
Selena.
He's sitting, but there's somehow still a lot of hip.
That's how you know it's
It's
good.
magical. And I got a spell, but I don't know which one I got. So
Gotcha.
that's okay.
Okay, well, should we do the round the campfire question for you guys?
We all have a 18th level thing, right? Did you do yours?
Yeah, you got to.
I leveled up beforehand.
Yeah, Pinwin leveled up first somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's.
I
good.
call bullshit.
Yeah, probably.
I probably lied. Level game.
Turns out I'm a thief.
And a liar.
A joy thief.
And
All
you
right.
read more about it in the Bible.
Let's do around the campfire. So tonight, the question is a simple and hopefully easy one. If you,
No such thing.
I started the sentence wrong. That's not even how this sentence starts. What is your character's favorite season and why?
We're never gonna finish this fucking episode.
Tomar.
My favorite is probably winter.
And why?
Because I'm naturally warm-blooded, and I need a little bit of coolness to cool that shit down, homie.
You sound weird.
Yeah, I grew up on the streets. No, yeah, winter, because it's a lot cooler, and it gets pretty warm. Or I get pretty warm.
Yeah. The royal he. Pinwin, favorite season?
Well, I mean, generally, I kind of like all the seasons. They all have plus sides, and all are wonderful in their own way. But I suppose I think spring is very lovely because of all the new life and beautiful flowers and colors. You know, it's just really sweet.
Her stag.
Well,
Say the line.
I almost didn't, and then I remembered.
You can't not now. It's in the contract.
Mine would have to be. I'm a spring fan as well. For the same reasons as Pinwin
That you didn't hear.
that I did not hear. I just really like. Winter is kind of depressing for me because the plants don't grow as well and all that. So really like the the rebirth type of deal comes with spring.
All right, fair enough. Gorbel.
Well, I guess this makes 3 because late spring is my favorite season. For different reasons. I like that it's warming up a little bit. Everyone starts wearing a little less clothing. My guns are out on display.
I was going to say Gorbel seemed like a total summer to me, but yeah.
If that gets too hot, I chafe.
A half-orc.
Get out of my confessional.
You're gonna have to role play that when we get to summer now.
You guys are. I mean, you guys are in late summer now, so.
Oh, there we go.
The dog days.
Perfect.
I gotta
Willem.
be so hot.
What's your favorite season?
Tomar's sweating balls right now.
In his full armor.
But we're at the top of
Yeah, it's
a
cool
mountain,
where you guys are, yeah.
I have
Elevation.
a cloak glued to me.
And the mansion is temperature controlled.
Elevation.
My favorite season would have to be spring as well.
Oh my god, you're
What?
such a
That-
copycat.
man, I thought you were
no
totally going to
reason.
say that Willem was a fall.
No one picked fall.
No, Billy's a fall. Willem is a spring.
And that is why I chose spring.
Yeah, I like spring because everything is anew. There's new opportunities, and that's always the time for new romance too.
And if anybody was wondering, Zyko's favorite season is fall. So,
Oh, good.
Nice.
because it's harvest time.
No winters.
I said
Tomar.
winter.
Tomar literally said winter.
I meant summer.
No summers. Everybody
Nobody
hates
likes
summer.
summer.
Summer
Summer
sucks.
is the
Summer in Veldelin is just the worst.
All this armor and ugh.
Stink.
Veldelin is actually Swahili for fuck summer.
All right, so when we last left you guys, you were all hanging out in Gorbel's magnificent mansion. And you guys were hanging out. Willem was in the tub, rub-a-dubbing.
Scrub-a-dubbin.
Yep, scrub-a-dub, rub-a-dub. Other dubs.
Wine-a-dubbin.
Are there loofahs in those tubs?
No.
There's servants to wash
Too
you.
abrasive. Sea sponges only.
I was like, conches.
Use the 3 shells, man.
He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
Idiot.
Yeah, and then her stag, learning how to communicate better effectively with people, went outside with Pinwin, and they suddenly were privy to an appearance of a magical being named Mandoran. So, that's where we left off, and we are going to slide on into magnificent mansion. Everyone in the mansion, tell me what you're doing. So we'll start with you, Willem.
Are the servants in there now?
If you want them.
Yeah, there's one in there, kind of hanging out in case you need anything.
What are they doing?
Yeah, what he or
Yeah.
And
she?
it's summer, it's not spring.
He. There's
So-
a he servant.
There's a he servant. He's got long blonde hair. He's got a strapping build. He looks very Avstandish. And you would know what an Avstander is. They're of the north, and they're tall.
Of the New Hampton Avstanders.
Yes, of the New Hampton Avstanders. Not to be confused with the Carmichael Avstanders.
Yeah.
Lousy beatniks.
Fuck them. So what are you doing,
Scum
Will?
on society. I am making sure that our Avstander friend is off in the corner,
Okay.
not assisting me.
Okay. Yeah. He would. If you would dismissed him, he would. Be dismissed. But you can always summon them by calling out for a servant.
Yeah, because he's very quiet and he's making me nervous.
Okay. So you
And I'm trying to relax.
So you dismissed him, and so now you're in this large vaulted.
He threw his shoe at him.
Get out of here!
No, I actually did throw my shoe,
Okay.
but not at him. I told him, this is where I want you to be, and I threw the shoe in the corner.
Okay, so he's standing in the corner. And so you're in this large vaulted room. It's like 100 feet long, and there's rows of like golden brashish colored tubs and tall, long, velvet curtains that kind of separate each of the different tubs.
Are all the tubs filled?
For the ones you can see around you are, yes.
Okay, so I've already scrubbed and washed myself.
Okay.
So now I've taken to getting into each tub
Okay.
for a second, and then getting out and getting into the next one.
Okay. All right. So you're just being Goldilocks with these tubs, and you find that they are every
No,
single.
I'm sullying each
Oh,
of them.
gotcha.
I'm marking my territory.
Okay. So you're peeing in each of the tubs.
I'm not peeing in anything.
Oh, you're just getting the dirt from your body into each tub.
Essentially.
You're putting
It's a prank.
your beehole on the surface of each tub.
Yeah.
Okay. You do find that every tub you get into is the exact perfect temperature that you would require it to be.
And this amuses me, so I'm testing it out on each tub.
Perfect. Tomar, what are you doing?
I'm doing exactly as I stated at the end of the previous episode. I am staring contemplatively into the flames in
Okay.
the study.
All right. Below the shield that Gorbel was so...
She erased it
Oh, yeah.
in
Never
a
mind.
blind fury.
Yeah, because nobody appreciates me and my art.
Well, I'll appreciate you right now. What are you doing, Gorbel?
I'm in the kitchen
Doing what?
making a snack.
What
All
kind
right.
of snack?
Yeah, what kind of snack you trying to make?
Depends on what's in the fridge.
There's
Isn't
no
it
fridge.
anything you want?
It's an ice box.
Does it refrigerate things?
Yeah, it gets them cold.
Don't tell her
would be
what's
an
in her
anachronistic.
mansion.
It's an anachronistic. You wouldn't know what a fridge is. What would you be making? Anything that you would want would be in there.
A computer. You're making a computer.
Meatball sub. Is that anachronistic?
Yes.
It probably would
Making a
be
po'
some
boy.
kind of sandwich
Okay. Anachronistic.
I could see you smashing
Full
the
of-
Sammy.
full of meats and cheeses.
Okay. So that would be well within your skill range. I won't have you roll for it. You can make a pretty...
You fail at making a sandwich.
the bread's on the outside of your hands.
There's potato chips stabbed in your hand.
The lettuce is on your head.
Yum.
So yeah, no, you make a pretty decent sandwich. All right, I guess. Made that easy on me. And Zyko is somewhere. So,
Okay.
you guys can't see him.
He's hiding behind one of those curtains in the top room.
Waiting to scare you.
You just see his feet under the curtain.
And him like giggling.
He's so
I'm gonna
cute.
get him. I'm gonna get him.
Just went on a prank fest. He's so cute.
All right, Pinwin and Herstag, you are standing in front of Mandoran.
Mandoran?
He just regards you. He has a baldish pate with a circle of hair and a long beard and flowing robes. And he is exactly how you remember him. And you... you gonna be all right over there, buddy? God.
Billy and I were looking at each other. I'm not sure if we're looking for the same purpose.
Billy's just like,
I don't know.
I just like the attention.
So he has the same hairstyle as the guy in your
my
dream.
dream, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, but he doesn't say anything to you. He just keeps smiling.
Yeesh.
I'm gonna run at him and hug him.
All right.
Fuck.
As you run and hug him, you
I fly off the cliff, and I'm dead now.
you do find that when you reach him, you do not find purchase in him, so you go to grab him, and your arms go completely through him, as if he's not actually there.
What? Why would he send, like, a not Mandoran?
Well, he's done... Like, that's the only way I know him. Like, he appeared to me like this before.
Wait, oh, yeah, you did see him, I guess, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you tell us that before? I can't remember.
He did.
Yep, I did.
And
Okay,
everybody was
edit
mad
that
because he
out.
didn't take his like cue.
Yeah. Man, I really wonder what he would have given you.
Well,
you know now.
I went
He
back.
went back.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot. Just kidding.
Edit that out.
I forgot everything.
Okay, so he's just standing there, still looking down at you, Pinwin, as if he's pleased that you're trying to hug him.
Can you talk? Or are you just here visually?
And he stretches his arm out, and his index finger is pointing past the area with where the door is to the majestic, magnificent mansion. And you can see there's a small, like, you guys are on that outcropping landing, and there's a little narrow passage around the rocks that you can see, and he seems to be pointing at that.
Oh, run over there.
Is there something over there?
And he
He's pointing over here.
What is it, boy?
it's almost as if the wind blows him away, like you just see him like slowly disperse as if on the wind.
He's Luke Skywalker!
And the last thing that remains is his smile, but then it disappears.
Like the Cheshire Cat?
Gross.
Kind of.
Well, I feel like he could have been a little bit more specific.
Do I see anything over there? I totally ran over there.
Okay, so you run over there, and you look in this passageway, and right around the corner is a chest. It's about
Treasure!
It's about a foot tall, about a foot
Never
wide.
fucking learns his lesson.
Treasure, wait!
I'm going to try to whip it open.
Okay. Are you running after? No. Surprisingly, it just
It doesn't bite her or bite him.
it opens up, and inside there are two items, Pinwin. The first item looks to be a lantern of some kind. It's got black, like, iron wrapped around it kind of looks like glass, but it looks a bit thicker than glass. And you don't see any mechanism for turning it on. You don't see like a place to deposit oil or anything like that, and it doesn't appear necessarily magical at first glance. The other item is a small vial of dark liquid that is the top and the bottom are kind of encrusted with what appears to be gold. But the vial itself is maybe 4 inches tall and like an inch wide.
Oh, cute little baby vial.
Did it bite you?
Nope.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, there's just this black liquid, this cute little baby thing, and then this broken lamp.
Is it broken?
It doesn't appear broken to you.
It just doesn't.
Well, that's not broken.
I mean, there's no like oil spot or anything.
Must be magical. Or maybe they
Maybe.
forgot to put that part on there. They
Could
made it.
be.
Why would he point at it, though?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Okay, so you just this open chest with these two items in there.
Well, let's just take a look around here, see if maybe there's something besides the chest. Maybe he wanted us to see.
There is the pathway kind of furthers off down the way a little bit and curves around a bend.
So it's a straight up tunnel thing.
No, it's exposed. It's to the open air. It's just it was cleaved between two sections of rock, and now it kind of looks like a very thin and narrow strip of a trail around, as if this might be a passage that someone could take. It's not the it's not necessarily the way that you guys were planning on doing. It's just there.
We'll have to remember this passage. Maybe that's well, I mean, you're a ranger. You could probably figure it out.
I mean, yeah.
Is that a good path?
Should we go there now? I mean, let me look.
We definitely shouldn't go now.
But what if Mandoran's there? And he's waiting?
First of all, we came out here for a very important reason, if you don't remember.
Oh, no, I totally remember that. I just got really distracted.
Yeah.
32.
32? Mm-hmm. And what are you trying to do?
See if this path, what it might lead to, right?
Just see, like,
Is that what you were thinking?
I can give you the general details of this path with a 32.
Yeah, just-
Like I mentioned, it's a narrow path. It looks like it starts to get narrower and narrower as it kind of moves around. You believe that it definitely would lead somewhere. Maybe at one point it looks like it hasn't been traversed in a while, but at one point maybe it was a way that some people got up this mountain. Though it does look a little breaky, I guess. It looks like if you applied too much weight, the edges might kind of crumble, and it would be a very precarious path to take.
So it's a narrow path on the outside of the mountain.
Yes.
Okay.
And it curls around one of the kind of sections of mountain, but this mountain is huge, so it's really hard to tell where it might lead.
Okay.
Huh. Well, I really want to see what's there. But everyone's back at the mansion, and I need to make a call.
Well, I would, because we had a plan. We
Yep.
already had a plan as a group.
Yeah.
I would go ahead and make your call.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm here to help you if you need help doing that. And then we go in, we take a rest, and then we inspect the path.
Okay. Well, I make my call. Can you see if this lamp and liquid are, like, magically?
I can.
What they do?
I'll try my best.
All right.
I'm gonna roll Arcana.
Okay.
So that'll be a 25.
25.
Arcana.
Okay, so you can discern that this lantern, because it is not built like a normal lantern, there's something odd about it. You can tell, based on the way it's been created, that it is for some magical purpose, though it doesn't appear to give off any magical effect whatsoever that you can tell. So perhaps it's for some magical reason. It's perhaps an item involved in a magical ritual. It could be something that was crafted by a magical creature. You're getting a vague sense of magic, but it's hard to tell from what exactly. The vial, you can tell, is definitely, there's something kind of in the similar vein. There's magicalness about it, but it doesn't give off any effects. You can tell that it's not, you're pretty sure it's not cursed or anything like that. It doesn't give you the sense of that, any sort of curse or anything.
What would I have to... I'm going to try to just inspect the two things side by side, see if maybe there's like a way to put the vial in the lantern or something like that.
Okay, so you just you pick them up? Mm-hmm. What do you pick up first?
Both of them at the same time. I want to see if maybe the vial fits in the lantern.
Okay, you pick them up at the same time, and interestingly, when you pick up the lantern, it starts to glow.
Everything explodes.
Nothing happens with the vial itself, but you inspect it. You can spend some time looking at it. You don't see anything that could be inserted in there. It seems like a full, solid piece with no breaks in it. But you touch it for a while and realize that there's no trap door or anything in it. And you do notice that if you stop touching the lantern, it stops glowing.
Oh, okay.
And it's a nice amber colored light, like a normal lantern, maybe a bit more reddish than normal torchlight, but it definitely seems to be responding to something.
How far does the light go? Does it look like?
It looks like it carries about roughly 20 to 30 feet in each. We'll say 30 feet in each direction. Fairly standard. Nothing about it other than the fact that it turns on when you touch it seems to be weird about it.
Okay. Well, I kind of figured that out. See?
Oh, I didn't even make my call yet. That was fast.
Lights on, lights off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does it work when I touch it too?
Wait, what?
Did the light turn on when I touched it? Or is it just her stag?
Well, if you were to touch it, you touch it without her stag, and it does not turn on.
Hashtag this light like seeing Laura.
Sorry.
It's okay. That's all right. I got my cloak that I can't take off.
Okay. I'll just hang on to that then.
Yeah.
We can bring this vial in and see if maybe Willem can take a look at it.
Yeah,
He's
that'd
good
be
at that
good.
stuff.
For the call, though, okay, it's got to go
You
better
can
than
do
it
this,
did
man.
inside.
You got this.
Okay. I will cast Sending at 3rd level.
Okay. And what is the message?
Hi, Mom. It's Pinwin. Are you all okay? Is Shade home okay? I found someone who can bring Dad back. I love you. I miss you.
All right. So the fairy kind of like nestles down next to your face and takes the message and disappears.
All right. I'm just waiting now. And, yep.
So do the fairies come back and tell you what they said, or
So I'm just waiting for him to come back.
just sitting here
Waiting for them to come back. It'll be any second now.
I'm just gonna play with this light a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? That's not a good idea. I won't do that.
Why?
Maybe there's like enemies they see as the light flashing
just
on
like-
and off. Yeah, like here
the
we
homing
are.
beacon.
Woo. No, I'll just put it in my bag or something. Seems like this is taking a little bit. Doesn't usually take this long.
The fairy appears again and whispers into your ear, and you hear back, "All is well. Hope you're having fun." That's the only response.
Why didn't she say she misses me too and loves me too?
Maybe she is busy.
Can you ever be too busy for little fey creatures talking to you? And like your son? Maybe she's mad at me.
Maybe she's like, I don't know, like working out or something.
She's on the rowing machine.
Not now, Pinwin.
Reminds me of home.
She has a very low voice. Low, gruff one.
Well, hey, you got a response. That's good.
With 5 words? We never end our letters, like, when we send letters to each other, they're never that short.
Is there like a word limit or something?
I mean, 25, but...
Maybe let her know that next time. Maybe she didn't know how many words she could
Can I
say.
investigate this message?
How would you like to do that?
I don't know.
What are you trying to...
Seeing
maybe-
if it's counterfeit. If that's a thing. Can you send counterfeit messages?
Give me an Arcana check.
She's mad at me. 11.
11. It's impossible to tell. And the fairy has dispersed, so yeah, you're just left with that message.
And I can't call Mandoran now because I wasted some spells inside.
You inside the...
Wait, yeah, I could. I just have to put more effort into it. Use it at another level. Because I can use it at a higher level, right?
Yeah.
All right, might as well call Mandoran, right? Should I call him? I mean, he sent us gifts, but we don't know what the hell they are, so...
Well, I know what this lamp does. I won't touch it. I'll just leave it.
Should I tell him to come here?
Yeah, just be like, hey, Mandoran, come here a minute.
Okay. All right.
And as you go to do that, you notice a specter next to you, and there's Mandoran.
Oh, boy.
Mandoran! I'm going to try to hug again.
Goes right through.
Oh, come on!
Instead,
Can't you see this man wants a hug?
You're stringing me along!
instead his hand comes out, palm up, and you see an orb floating in it.
Made of spaghetti.
It's like a light blue illuminated orb, and he moves his hand away, and the orb floats towards you too. And you can see something moving around inside of it. And as you peer closer, you can see what appears to be a scene of some kind. It looks like forest. And suddenly, you guys find yourself standing at the edge of a forest. It looks to both of you like the Blood Forest. And you watch as a group of armor-clad men and women emerge from the forest. They look very impressive, very powerful. And they emerge from the forest with hundreds of people at their back. And then the scene shifts, and suddenly you're in Deepminster. The only reason you know it's Deepminster is because of the outside hovel area that you guys... Well, you wouldn't even know this, Herstag. You've never seen this place before, but Pinwin, you recognize what appears to be a much smaller and more primitive version of Deepminster. The towers aren't there like they once were, but the hovel areas and the trenches outside are very familiar to you. You do see a tall pillar that's about 50 feet in the air with a giant chain hanging from it. And you watch as one of the men that had emerged from the trees, now battle-scarred and his armor dented, approaches a group of individuals. They look to be a mix of hobgoblin and human, and they look very, very poorly dressed and as if they're a very primitive tribe of some kind. And they speak to him in a language you don't understand, and they motion towards this pillar with the chain. And you watch as they step back, and the man in the armor takes out a massive sword and slices through the pillar, releasing the chain, picking it up and throwing it at the feet of one of the hobgoblins. This rings a bell, and if you'll remember, in the lore of Deepminster, Veldelin, when he conquered the country that was going to be named after him, was told that if he could pull this massive iron chain out of the pillar, the city would bow to him and allow him to take it without bloodshed. And he chopped through the pillar, releasing the chain. That was one of the famous stories of Veldelin. So you could possibly surmise that you're witnessing some sort of reenactment of history. The scene shifts once again, and there's a battle in the middle of a plain. And as you watch far on the horizon...
Air Force One?
As you watch Air Force One, you see the rise of mountains behind you. And you watch this battle play out, and you can see 6 specific individuals carving through these warriors that they're fighting. And they seem to be hobgoblins again that they're fighting with a mixture of humans. And you see one individual who is dressed in heavy robes, burning swatches out of these people assembled with magic. He raises his hand, and you watch as this bright purple magical energy tears through them. Then the scene shifts again, and you can see the depiction of Veldelin, the half-elf, the founder of this nation, with his wife just after their baby is born. And you see the baby grow suddenly in front of you, become older, become a general, then sire children of his own, and on for several hundred years, until you see one of his descendants become this big, strapping, muscular warrior who also has a group of individuals at his side. You recognize a couple of the individuals as some of the bloody brawlers, and you see this massive warrior remove a blade that is very recognizable to you. It's jagged and black in its blade. Almost looks like it could be dark maroon or blood colored. It looks just like Gorbel's sword. And you see on his waist, his Smoochie's belt, you can see one of the members of his party has the same bow that Willem has. You can see all of the instruments that you guys bequeathed from the bloody brawlers, and you watch them fighting. The last thing you see is darkness, and a drip of water hits the surface of something that ripples with a magical energy. And you can hear a baby crying in the background, and suddenly you guys are standing there, back on the section of the path that you were just on, but Mandoran is no longer there.
What was
What
that?
did we just witness?
I feel like parts of a lot of things. Yeah.
Do you know anything about that stuff?
Can I roll history?
You can.
Okay.
Too bad Lewin's not here. She wouldn't know anyway, I guess. Ultimate irony.
23.
23. Yeah, that a lot of those scenes depicted reminded you of stories you had been told of how this nation came to be. Veldalin came down from the Blood Forest and took the nation, well, the area that would soon become Veldalin, named after him.
So he came from beyond the Blood Forest.
Yes.
Weird.
And he conquered, and he took it from the savage people. But you never heard that the savage people were hobgoblins before. That's something that you saw a lot of, and it doesn't match up with the lore. You could have assumed that they were people like who Smoochie leads now. These barbarian hordes of humans and orcs and half-orcs.
Well, I'll relay all that.
Okay. Herstag, you don't know much about the history, so this is all new to you, but...
So what does that mean?
I have no idea. How does that connect to us?
Why would he be showing us the...
Right.
Well, isn't Calcifer a hobgoblin?
I mean, yeah.
Maybe we should tell the group about this.
Maybe they'll know more, because I sure don't. But I kind of want to call Mandoran and be like, hey, can you stop being so ominous and just come
just
here and hug me? 'Cause what is this?
Well, I mean, you always got your sending. You could just send him a message.
Yep, here I go.
Like, can you elaborate a little more and come here and hug Pinwin?
Okay, so I'll cast sending again.
Okay.
Spamming sending here. For Mandoran.
And what do you say?
Hi, Mandoran. It's Pinwin. I kind of am doing that for Billy's face every time he gets so upset.
No, I want you to stop moving the table.
Oh, or that.
You keep like...
That's fair. It's whatever. Okay. Hi, Mandoran. It's
whatever,
Pinwin.
I guess.
Can you join us at Bedrock and tell us more about all that stuff? We're confused. Love, Pinwin.
And then the fairy floats away.
You should have said Beldarak.
What? What'd I say?
You said Bedrock. He's gonna think He's
In
gonna
a
meet
fucking
you at
cartoon.
the Bedrock. Well, he knows we're here. I think
Probably.
we're okay.
He's got it.
Yeah.
So do you guys return to the mansion?
Yeah, let's go tell them what we found and about
Well,
the
don't you want to wait
path.
for your fairy to come back?
Oh, yeah, we should do
The fairy does not come back.
We're just like sitting there like
Yeah,
tapping
moment
my
now.
foot.
You wait for a while and the fairy doesn't return.
All right, I give up. Let's go inside. Wait, that's not good.
That means he doesn't want to talk, or he's
Why would
on
he
another
want to talk?
plane.
Another call.
I guess he could.
Maybe he's like working out. and-
I gotta take this.
Yeah, he's working out.
mind.
Or he's like making dinner or something. He's just really busy right now, so. But then he was casting that. He showed up here.
Yep, I don't get that at all.
All right, let's go back in.
Okay, let's go.
So
tell
you guys
them
go
all
in,
this.
and for the sake of brevity, all of you that were doing things inside of the mansion have now stopped doing those things separately, and now you are gathered in the study, relaxing. It's been a while. You haven't seen Pinwin or Herstag. So when they return...
So if I eat this sandwich, I'll be full for real? Like, it won't just leave my stomach?
I mean, you'll be full for now.
Did you eat a sandwich last time we were in here?
No.
So we don't know. We don't know for sure. I'm gonna eat it anyway.
I mean, are you hungry now?
Well, I mean, it looks really good.
Thank you. It's going to be satisfying right now. I mean, I don't know what the issue is. If if it disappears from your stomach, then
I guess
it's guilt-free.
I mean, yeah, I guess food is fleeting anyway. And I
what is it?
I just started eating the sandwich.
Existential.
Food is fleeting.
I imagine Tomar and I are sitting on the floor in front of the fireplace, both of us wrapped in a fur.
What are you doing, Willem?
I'm sitting in the most elaborate looking chair.
There's a
with
big ornate chair there.
excellent.
Was it the one I was sitting in before we decided to sit in front of the fire?
Sweetie,
with a glass of whiskey, and I'm wearing a robe, and I somehow found a pipe.
Is it a monogrammed robe?
It is a monogram.
It says
robe.
G on it.
It has a big G on it. But it's upside down.
Shoddy craftsmanship.
And I found a pipe, and I haven't lit it because I couldn't find any tobacco. So I just have it in my mouth, and I'm trying to drink the whiskey while I hold the pipe in my mouth.
And there's a kind of a fainting couch in there as well, and Zyko is passed the fuck out on this fainting couch. His halberd is like leaning up against it. His helmet's off. He's just like kicked back and. Yeah. Pinwin and her stag, you walk into this.
Thank you for cutting the crust off. You know I hate the crust.
Hey guys, we got some stuff.
What were you doing outside?
Why would you even leave, dude?
Well, normally I
dangerous
wouldn't.
out there.
I wanted to call my mom, and then I called Mandoran, but Mandoran was out there, but he wasn't out there.
What?
Mandoran's here?
No, I mean he was, but no. He was like visually here, but that's the only sense of here. But then he pointed us to a treasure chest that did not eat me, so joke's on you guys. And and he gave us this cool lamp thing and this tiny little liquid vial thing.
Well,
and
can you check that lamp out?
He was pointing
I
to.
will retrieve the lamp from my back.
And you guys watch as this glowing lamp is pulled out by her stag.
And the liquid.
What'd it do, man?
And then when you hand it to Willem, the light goes off.
This is a vial of something that we found in that chest.
It looks like a lamp.
I'm pretty sure that is a lamp.
Bubbles just come out of the pipe.
That is a lamp.
And, yeah, when I touch it, it lights up. I don't know what it is about me, but then
I hand it back to him.
And it lights up.
What is it?
I take the lamp away from him, and then I take the vial.
And it goes dark.
I hand them both back to her stag.
The lamp lights up.
I'm annoyingly eating my sandwich watching this.
I hand Willem the vial.
The lamp is still lit. Nothing happens with the vial.
I'm exchanging annoyed glances with Tomar.
Now, what if you... Okay, how can we...
Well,
fireplace.
So I think we can gather that the lamp works when her stag is holding it,
Well, what's
and
the-
not when other people
I take
are
it
holding
from her stag, and
Why would
I
it
push
just
it
be-
toward Gorbel.
The vial?
The lamp.
The lamp lights up when Gorbel touches it.
Ah, son of a fuck.
I hand Gorbel the vial.
Nothing happens.
It's still lit up.
are you
The
giving
lamp
us
is
a
still lit
puzzle?
up, yep.
I grab the lamp from Gorbel.
It goes dark.
I give the lamp back to Gorbel and take the vial.
The lamp is still lit. Nothing happens with the vial.
Willem!
And
I throw the sandwich down on the floor.
I toss the vial. I toss the vial to Tomar.
I catch the vial.
Okay, you catch the vial.
Sandwich, dude.
Use your magic and inspect the lamp, you dipshit.
I pick up Tomar's sandwich.
I step on his hand.
Come on, man.
I'm
That
still
hurt.
gonna eat that.
That's fair. All right. What do you want?
Inspect these things, and then we don't have to do this bullshit. This is stupid.
But it was great.
Why don't you try to hold the lamp?
I don't care about the lamp until we know what it
I
does.
put it in his hand.
It goes dark.
Okay.
This is getting
We're
stupid.
researching here. All right.
All right.
We're scientists.
Yeah.
Well, while you're doing that,
It's for posterity.
so there is a path that, like, we didn't know exactly if Mandoran was pointing towards the treasure or the path as well, and I sent him a message and he didn't respond, which is pretty not cool. But
Well, we're not even by the summit yet. So if there's a path in there, it's not going to lead where we need to go.
I don't know. It seemed kind of important. But then Mandoran, he popped up again visually. Tried to hug him both times. It didn't work out. And showed this orb thing. And then we saw some crazy stuff with, like, Veldelin coming out of the blood forest and, like, the whole thing with the chains. And, what else? What else did we see her stay?
Wait, like Veldelin?
Well, I don't know anything about this stuff. I think, okay, so there was like a guy coming out of a forest with
Veldelin.
some warriors. Then there was
And
another.
they sum it up.
And you guys tell the story.
So it sounds basically like the founding of the country, but with hobgoblins, which we knew from Father, who told us about the hobgoblins and Calcifer, and Calcifer wants to take his home back, and that's his motivation for doing all of this.
Do you guys ever wish we just stayed in school? I'm gonna look at the vial.
Okay.
So why
so-
did Mandoran show us
Yeah,
that then?
that's my
If it's stuff
question.
we already
Did
know.
he show you anything else that's not from then? Did he show you anything
He showed
more?
us there was like a dark room, and I heard a drip, and then that was it.
Yeah, there was like a.
So I don't know if that was a
drip.
past drip or a present drip, but
It was a drip
It was
into
a drip.
some liquid, I believe.
Talk about drips.
And there was like ripples, and then in the background there was like a baby crying.
oh yeah, the baby.
But
Whose baby? I don't
I
know.
mean, did it sound like a familiar baby?
Roll history.
No.
Wah! I like a wah. Well, the pool could be a lot of things. It could be the pool that we went into when we went to the other world. Baby could be us. Baby could be somebody attached to us.
We're
I mean,
dripping?
everybody's been a baby. It could have been anybody.
That we're tied to the bloody
Speak
brawlers.
for yourself.
We seem to be living their same fate over again. What the brawlers had before, we're doing again. That's why we have all their stuff. I don't know. I don't know what he wants.
I really wish I knew.
And to be honest, I'm pretty sick of Mandoran because he offers these pseudo wisdoms and they don't lead anywhere, or they trap us in other planes for over a year.
Well, maybe we're just too dumb to figure it out.
Well, we
But then
kind
why
of
does he
really
bother
cool.
to communicate like
maybe
that?
he thinks it's funny.
Just watching us scratching our heads.
The plan doesn't change.
Maybe he just can't tell us in full sentences all the way
Do you
in
know
person
what these things do?
in a
Willem?
huggable body.
Well, I guess I could take a look.
What if he didn't respond because he's on his way?
Maybe.
What if he didn't respond because he's dead?
No. There's no way.
He'd be incredibly old by now.
But I mean, he's also super duper powerful, so. Like, we don't even know
Is
how
he?
powerful he is. I don't know. He seems to be able to do a lot of stuff I don't really get. I really wish he'd just, like, come here. I don't like this ambiguity thing. It'd just be nice to know exactly what he was pointing at. And, yeah, why any of that? I don't know.
I cast Identify on the vial.
On the vial? Okay. You learn that in this vial is blood.
Oh.
And it is the blood of some sort of vampiric creature.
Ooh.
The vial itself is made out of very sturdy glass, and the ends that are emblazoned with gold are magical, and they can only be opened once and never closed again. There is a word that opens them, and the word is
Smorgasbord!
and the word is rainfall,
Why do we want vampire blood? What is that?
but it has to be spoken
In
in Infernal.
Inferno. Okay. All right.
Hey, I know
He should
Infernal.
be able to know what it's used for as well.
That's
Yep,
true.
That's identify.
Identify tells you everything.
Properties, how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, and how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it.
Isn't that like a level 1 spell, too?
Yeah.
It is a level
crazy.
fucking 1 spell.
Crazy spell.
Yeah, that's a crazy good.
It is an enchantment spell,
Okay.
and its purpose is used to control that which blood is inside of it.
So you control a vampire with it? What?
Oh. So
The
what you're
control would
saying-
only work is if it's opened.
So if you put someone's blood in there, you gain control of that.
You gain control of it once you open it back up. Sorry, I should have specified.
Are we expecting to run into a vampire?
Well, this specific.
Maybe it's a just in case.
This
Just spit it out, man.
This specific vampire.
Well, even if we don't run into the vampire, we might be able to put someone else's blood in there.
That's fair. I don't feel comfortable releasing the vampire blood just yet.
I'd wait until
Yeah,
we have
Let's see if we
the
bump
vampire
into one.
like in front of us.
Yeah.
You guys
Does it have
gotta-
like a name on it?
Pick us up a vampire.
It says Sally. No, there's no name.
Why would
Chauncey.
he just leave us stuff and then not let me hug
I
him?
don't know.
What about the
Why did you
lantern?
guys go outside into the dangerous open?
I had to call my mom. I thought everyone was dead. It's still really
It's a
weird. She just
whole
responded with
situation.
5 words. Isn't that weird?
I found Pinwin trying to cast his sending spell inside here. He didn't
Well, that's not
realize
gonna
it was
work.
another plane. Yeah. So we had to go outside. He was all frantic.
Yeah, but I mean, the mansion is here for a reason, and it's kind of to protect us. So I'd prefer if we didn't leave the door open. Let's limit the
we
coming
closed
and
the
going.
door.
Just so you know, things can't enter without your permission.
She knows that.
I know.
But they can definitely wait outside the fucking door.
They
That's
might
true.
notice the open portal.
What about the lantern?
Can someone knock on the door?
Lantern looks like a lantern.
That'd
Do
be
you guys mind
so
if I hang on to this
fucking
vial?
creepy if somebody knocked on the door. Yeah, hold on to that. Don't break it though.
I put it in my robe, my inner robe pocket.
Okay.
Well, I have no use for a lantern, so
But it works
Somebody
for
else
you.
will.
We gotta know how it works and what it's for.
Hold on to the lantern.
Well, you're the only one besides Gorbel that seems to be able to work the lantern, so one of you should definitely hold on to it.
You gotta identify it, Willem. And then you get yourself a nice rest. You can
I think
rest
he's
it
just
off and
worried that
replenish
it's
your
gonna
spells.
just be a light.
Well, then we'll know.
Give me the lantern.
I just don't want to see you guys handing it off to each other again over and over and over.
I cast Identify on the lantern.
Give me high or low.
Hi.
All right. You identify not the lantern, but
I not identify lantern?
but in fact you identify a very, very powerful spell around the lantern, protecting it from identify.
Somebody doesn't want us to know what this is, guys. So, I just set the lantern on the floor.
What do you mean?
Well, there's a protection spell on it, keeping me from, well, identifying it.
Anybody know how to dispel spells?
Well, we can't have that, can we? I'll start ritually casting Dispel Magic.
Okay.
I hand the lantern to
minutes?
Pinwin.
Yep.
Just leave it on the floor.
Okay.
I need to dispel the magic.
How long is this gonna take, Herstag?
10 minutes.
All right,
Exactly.
I pick up the sandwich.
So I know we can't leave. You want us to not come and go, but can I just take a quick peek out the door to see if Mandoran's here now?
No.
But what if he gets here and he's like, well, Pinwin told me to come to Bedrock.
What
and
if
then
that's not even Mandoran?
I am so sorry. I can cast that immediately. That is not a ritual.
Okay. Tell me
So
exactly.
a very powerful spell.
Very powerful spell. Kind of imagine how powerful that curse was.
I don't know what that was, but
You mean the one in the sword?
Yes.
I have a 9th level spell slot.
Whoa.
Okay.
So like the air is going to ripple around me. It's going to be super epic.
Okay, so you guys watch as you can feel the heat in this room all of a sudden emanating from Herstag. His eyes start glowing green. His body starts glowing green with magical energy. The books on the shelves start to shake and fall down.
Revealing nothing on the pages.
You can feel the air leave the room all of a sudden as he puts his hand out and casts this spell, and you watch as this invisible, at first, dome around this lantern crumbles, and the spell is dispelled.
That's how you dispel some magic.
So now let's check it out.
How many times can you use it?
Several. It's a level 1 spell. All right. 3rd time's a charm.
All right, you cast Identify. Immediately, you know that this thing was crafted using divination magic.
God, I thought you were going to say immediately you know it's a lamp.
IKEA.
It was just a lamp.
Pottery barn.
And you can tell that this lantern responds to magical blood. Its sole purpose is to identify those with strong magical blood. It doesn't specify where the blood comes from, just that it is of utmost magical quality. And it was forged thousands of years ago.
Well, it's really old. It's made with divination magic, and it seems to respond to those that have very strong magical blood in them. So that makes sense why it responds to you. I feel like you're less.
I'm sorry, what?
Here, take the lamp back.
Are you trying to insult my magical blood?
What little there is, I don't know what a magical blood I have.
So,
Got a mouthful of this magical blood.
so you're magical, but Pinwin's not magical?
He's like a 3/4 caster. Not a full caster.
A little bit of mud blood.
I see.
Yeah, I mean, my parents' stories were super magical.
What
But-
about you?
I feel like
But,
that
like,
should count.
What about me?
You spent a lot of time on another plane, and you have some magical ability about you.
Would that give him magical blood, though?
Well, we saw the lantern. The lantern doesn't think my blood is up to snuff, so
I think the lantern's a racist.
He's going to be bitter about this all night.
it's not racist because
I feel like
Herstag
we
touched
should-
it and lit up like fucking Vegas.
Well, I'm a hill dwarf, to be fair.
What's Vegas?
Herstag, they're going to be hating on us like crazy, so watch your back.
Well, now we're part of a special club that they can't
I was
get
gonna
into, so it
say,
doesn't really
we
matter.
need to start
Magic
a club
Blood Brothers.
in solidarity for the
The
non-magicers.
lamp is bloodist.
Wait, so where does my magical blood come from?
Mine too.
Why don't you squirt some onto the lamp?
Ask
Does the lamp work that way?
We could definitely try.
Seth
I
is
mean,
shaking his head.
it came with a vial of blood, so I mean,
Do it. I don't
it makes sense.
Fuck around, chop your limbs off. Who cares?
So you're saying,
There's
as
a chance.
you identified it, you know how it works.
Wait.
So we should put our blood on this lamp.
I think
It couldn't hurt.
I think that's stupid.
It could hurt because we have to poke ourselves.
Just good bury yourself.
That's not how Goodberry works.
Tomar,
Well, it's how the lamp works.
Tomar, do you think this is at all connected to what we found about my mom?
I look from her to the lamp, to her to the sandwich. Honestly, I don't care about any of this stuff anymore. I just want to get into this place, get out of this place. Right now, this shit doesn't seem directly important to what's going on. But I haven't been through all of the Beldarak, and it doesn't seem like chance that Mandoran showed up and gave them this bullshit. So let's just deal with it when it seems like a good time to deal with it.
Okay, but my question about...
Maybe you have to drink the blood in the vial. Does anybody
don't-
speak Infernal?
Yeah.
That spell tells you how this stuff works.
Was that vision that you heard a droplet? Was that blood or was it water?
Oh, it sounded like
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm gonna use my memory to
Give me an
try to
intelligence check.
You have to wild shape into an
remember.
elephant.
I shall.
Or just somebody with a better
roll
brain.
for recalling.
Shape up
Can't
Stephen
make my
Hawking.
fucking mind
So
work.
would that be just a straight intelligence check?
Yeah.
I cast
14.
memory.
14. Maybe also add perception to it. No, don't roll again. Just add. Just add.
20 something. It's high.
Okay. It didn't seem like water, but it didn't seem like blood. It was some sort of liquid, viscous,
Well,
but
now
not
that
blood.
Ooh,
Juice.
honey.
now that I take a second to recall, it didn't look like water, and it didn't look like blood.
Chocolate.
It was some kind of liquid. It was a dark room, so I couldn't really make out colors.
Okay. I vote we sleep on it.
Yeah, I mean, we should probably go to bed.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to make any progress really with any of this. We know
Unless Mandoran
Generally-
gets here.
what these things do, but I don't see them changing our plan for tomorrow.
I have
Right now.
one last idea with that lamp. I'm gonna
What?
take the lamp over to Zyko,
Okay.
put it in his hand while he's
While he's
sleeping.
sleeping,
And he pees
Does
himself.
it be?
the lantern lights up.
Psycho's magic.
He
We've
has
seen him do
magical
magic.
blood.
Zyko's a prince. I do magic.
Yeah, I do magic too.
Well, this must be some kind of special blood, because Pinwin, he
My blood's
casts magic.
special.
I mean, like, that's not what I meant. Like we're, I don't know, special somehow.
Sure.
It means
Stay.
something.
You're super special.
Well, we're part of
man.
this club now, and me, Gorbel, and Zyko.
What's the name of the club, man?
Special
Club
magical
Brothers.
blood brothers. Yeah,
I caught about half of that.
we're working on it. We'll
Throw down
sleep on it.
We'll throw down some torches, some road flares.
To
Still under construction.
answer your question, Gorbel, I don't know, but I am curious to know how your mom is connected to the brawlers, if at all.
Was your mom a vampire?
Not that I know of.
Here, read this whole note, this whole diary that she has. You can pour over that and see if you can make heads or tails of that.
Didn't we already together?
I snatched the diary.
No,
and
I read it to her specifically.
were you
So,
handing it
I
to
mean,
me?
you can hand it to him if you want.
Do you have it? Who has it? Thought he was handing it to me.
Here.
Gorbel
I-
hands Willem the diary.
Take the diary and I go and I drag the ornate chair closer to the fireplace.
You're gonna scratch the floor.
That is really uncomfortable.
Well, I'm glad I picked up the sandwich.
Can I read it
Wow.
too?
Can you read?
I'll try to hop up in the chair and try and squeeze next to you.
I pick up Pinwin and I put him like on the headrest of the chair.
Okay.
I'm the parrot.
That's a cute scene.
and I hold open the book in front of the fireplace and start reading.
And you guys both start reading. Okay, so you guys emerge the next morning, fully rested.
Before we went to bed, though, I did want to try to sneak to peek out the door, even though Gorbel said not to, but I really want to see if Mandoran's just waiting.
Damn it.
Okay, so give me a stealth roll. That's a little sneaky sneaks.
31?
You successfully, after everyone went to bed, stuck your head out of the door to check, and all you saw was darkness beyond. You didn't see Mandoran out there at all.
Well, okay. Then I'll shut the door and then I'll go to bed.
Were you hoping he was just peeping there on
His
the other
face
side
is
of the
just
door?
there. Hi, Pinwin, it's me, Mandoran. I've been waiting for you to tell me where you are.
Hello.
Your idea of Mandoran sounds like a trap.
Bunch of candy in my robe. Come on over.
So yeah, you guys go to bed. You get a long rest in.
Yay!
So replenish all that bullshit. And yeah, the next morning you guys come downstairs, and the servants have prepared a majestic morning breakfast for you in the dining hall.
Hey, Artis.
Yes, sir.
I eat all this. If I leave, am I gonna stay sated, or am I just gonna? Is it gonna just disappear?
I'm not sure, sir. I don't know what happens when you leave.
Now I'm sad.
All right, be gone.
Do they just
Yes,
wait
sir.
for me like sad dogs until I come back?
I think they just kind of cease to exist until you come back.
It's like when you think of video game characters, like, do they just, or they're like, oh, I hope he's gonna play me today.
Like Toy Story, but for video games.
Yeah.
Be gone from me.
So he walks away. And you guys, there's a big
what-
spread.
What do we got here? What?
So you've got a bunch of poached eggs sitting on a plate. You've got...
They're not chicken eggs.
They're not chicken eggs. They are goose eggs.
Because fuck geese.
You've got several like large turkey legs sitting there. You've got a bunch of bread. You've got plenty of fruit, some vegetables. You've got some squash, some pumpkin as well. Yeah, it's a big spread.
Do they have that watermelon that's in like balls instead of like squares?
Stars.
No.
Stars.
And yes, I guess starter melon. Water stars. I don't know. They're there, I guess.
Negative 500.
Yeah. It looks delicious.
Definitely gonna smash in watermelon.
I'll go for a turkey leg.
All right.
All right, don't get too crazy with what we're eating. We still gotta go up the mountain.
I can be full of anything and do anything.
Well, you'll need plenty of energy, so
yeah,
eat up.
I mean, I believe you.
Definitely
I've seen you put
full
some
of
back.
something.
and you can't take it with you, so...
There's also morning mead available for you guys.
Willem is at the table, kind of leaning back in his chair, and he still has the diary and holding a mug of mead.
I'm using my special mug.
What does it look like?
Has a sassy saying on it. It says, "Don't talk to me before I have my mead."
Do they have dragon's grog? That tomato drink? That's good for breakfast.
I can procure that for you, sir, if you'd like.
Please.
And it just appears in his hand with like a smoky, magical flourish. Here you are.
How spicy is it?
How spicy would you like it?
Extra spicy.
You've got it.
I'll take one too.
And you hear like a...
Okay, what happened to having to climb the mountain?
I like
We're gonna
these.
Yeah, well, we're going to...
He also
We're
procures
going
one
to
for
have
you,
to
Willem.
stop every 5
Every
minutes.
other time you're like,
Thank you, my
Tomar's
good
not
man."
drinking. Tomar's not drinking.
Well, I didn't want you to
finally
drink
am
like
drinking now.
fire. You know what goes in hot and comes out hot, too.
Well, that's why we're flying up a mountain. I can just let it shoot out. Okay.
Well, you're taking rear on this.
Don't make me turn this mansion around.
It's tasty. It's tasty dragon's grog. And it's spicy. About perfect level of spiciness.
Delish. I like this. This might be my second favorite drink.
This pleases
I'll call
me.
this a Tomar 2.
Already has a name.
What's his name?
What's his name?
It's dragon's grog.
Oh, yeah.
All right, her stag gets finished preparing his spells,
Okay.
and he
Quote,
goes
unquote.
and tries to find the group.
You find them
Oh, I thought he
eventually
was doing that at the breakfast
in the dining
table,
hall.
like a rude.
Okay.
You open up and there you can see them already having their morning debate about whether or not they should be drinking if they're going to be flying up a mountain.
It's not the drinking part. It's not the alcohol. It's the spice, Tomar.
Well, I mean, you don't have to fly with me, so you can obviously polymorph or however you want to get up, you can get up. Did you get one, Willem?
It's very tasty.
Yeah.
What you having?
Dragon's grog.
Tomar's piss. Sorry, what,
I hope
what's
my
it
piss
called?
doesn't look like that.
It will after you drink it. Quite.
Looks like it took a couple hits to the kidneys.
All right, so you guys eat your food and get ready to leave. And does anyone want to do anything before they leave?
I look around my magnificent mansion.
I haven't
Sad
noticed
that I'm
anybody leaving, and I'm still at the table reading.
It was a really cool emblem, Gorbel.
What emblem?
Thank you. Why did you let me destroy it?
You destroyed your emblem? I
It's
didn't
like-
even see it
It
yet.
didn't get the reaction I was hoping for.
Well, that's for lying to me when we were children.
When did I lie to you?
Okay.
I think he's talking about when we didn't go to that cool tunnel.
Well, yeah, we didn't go.
Here we go. Goodbye, house.
Goodbye, house.
Bye, house.
Goodbye, pile of
Bye,
broken
house.
wood.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah. You have magical blood, Psycho.
You have magical blood, hashtag.
No, like, really, you have a...
No, really, you have it.
No, let me explain.
No,
We
you.
got this magical lantern that senses...
How about you explain it in transit?
As we're walking out, I explain the lantern and what I did. And that he has magical blood. He's like gifted or something. I don't know. So now you, Gorbel, and I, we have to decide on a club name for, being special and magical blood. Something about magical blood,
But we're
brothers.
already in a club.
But I mean like a super exclusive club.
They're not part of it.
That's mean.
It didn't light up.
We didn't
It didn't
choose
light
it.
up. The lantern chose us.
For what?
I don't know.
Magical blood.
It's just a lantern, though.
Magical lantern.
Is our club the
It
Losers
knows.
Club?
It knows something that we
Magical
don't.
Lantern Kid, you're a chosen one. Be part of Club Foot or whatever you're calling it.
You know what? I'm really happy that's going to disappear when we go out of this place.
What?
He looks sad. So
And your robe is, too, by the way.
Oh, you need a pipe?
Yeah.
I got a
You
pipe.
might want to change
I hope
preemptively.
you put something on under that.
What's it to you?
and you guys exit the house. Anything that you had inside the house, including food, has now completely been removed from you. You're now very hungry, and in Willem's case, very naked.
Kind of cold up here.
He slowly moves.
I'm just gonna put the book in front of my face.
Did you forget
Ostrich
your
up.
Did you forget your armor in the house?
No, the armor, if it was left, it would be sitting there on the...
Crashes to the ground.
Well, excuse me a moment.
I'll just stand in front of Willem with my back turned. Just kind of give him a little curtain.
Thanks, buddy.
And he dons his armor and clothing.
Just the armor.
Sort of like you said,
hard G.
dongs.
Hard G. Did you not say dong?
Don.
It totally sounded like you said dong.
I said Don, yeah, so it sounds like
I think
Don.
you Freudian slipped the shit out of that one.
He dongs the armor.
Let's roll back the footage.
All right.
Back the tape.
So you guys are standing at the precipice of this...
Precipice. I mean,
I mean, it's gotta be your
Whoa.
mom.
yeah, so do you guys want to ascend?
Yes.
All right.
Should we check out that path
So
and
this
just see
is-
what it is?
This is the path that
There might be more treasure.
Mandoran pointed at.
Might be a vampire.
The
The
Mandoran
owner
Phantom.
of the vampire blood.
friend vampire.
Also, I'm not
who will be our
still
ally.
100% on who Mandor is.
Could we just like sneak a peek and not stay on it super long?
here's
If we
here's
see
He's
something-
this magical guy that keeps on popping up. Go ahead, Tomar.
here's what I think. I think that we can go in the path. And if at any point it begins to descend, we go back. Because for all I know, this is a secret path that leads us right where we want to go. And I've never been here, so who knows?
I think we have a couple options here. Because I don't think that Mandoran would be giving us messages all willy-nilly just for funsies. So I think either this leads somewhere that could be helpful to our cause, or it's a trap and someone was impersonating Mandoran.
You know what's funny? He didn't say a word when we were trying to talk to him.
He's not super chatty.
He can be. Did you inspect how he looked or anything? Investigate?
He was bald. I think he was wearing robes of some sort.
So,
It looked like Mandoran.
here's a tip. Next time you see something like that, maybe check it out more thoroughly.
He even smiled.
Oh, well, that settles it. It was him.
Wait. Does he have like bald on top, but a little bit of hair around the sides?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know him.
No, that's the guy that was in my dream.
What did he say to you again?
He didn't say shit to me either.
What did he do?
There was like this tidal wave, and we were underwater, and he traced the shape of a spider with the tip of his finger that looked like fire was coming out of. Does this sound anything like the dude that you guys know?
I don't know, could be. We honestly haven't seen his magics that much in action.
Well,
And then he took
Except for an amazing performance.
then he took a
That was
gem
cool.
out of his robes and showed it to me, and then I woke up.
Well, maybe that has something to do with because the ziggurat is in the ocean, so maybe that's like a vision of something to come when we go down that road.
Is it a spider rot?
Maybe. No, I don't think it is.
Let's hit this path, trap or not.
Yeah, we'll be ready.
So you guys...
Pinwin, lead the way. You
Okay.
seem familiar with this path.
Okay, so Pinwin, give me a survival check.
What's your favorite terrain? Just forests or?
Forest and
Grasslands.
yeah.
Oh, so not this.
14 plus 7. 31 again.
It's pretty good, though. You've spent a little bit of time now in the mountains to kind of get a little bit acclimated, and you start following down the path, and you notice right away that it is a bit precarious, and if someone isn't careful, and if someone isn't paying attention, they could fall far below. And you look over as you kind of move down it a little bit, and you can see that this drops thousands of feet down.
Wow. Okay. Like suddenly, like the path stopped?
The side of the path. Like
Oh,
if you were to get
okay.
too close to the edge, if you
Gotcha.
do fall, you will fall for a long time.
Can I
basically.
tell if it's slowly heading up or heading down?
It seems to be slowly heading up, but it goes around that bend, and you follow it around the bend. Everyone give me just a general athletics or acrobatics.
Hell yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Row.
I will
12.
15.
Athletics. That was a 5.
Okay.
27.
No, acrobatics. I mean, not athletics.
Okay. 12, 15, 5,
12.
12.
25.
Okay. So Herstag, the minute you step out of it, it feels very flimsy out there, and it kind of spooks you a little bit. So it makes your going very, very slow. You are kind of trailing behind everybody because you're not in the forest anymore. You're high up on this rock, high in the air, and it's spooking you just a little bit. So you're being a little bit more cautious than anybody else, maybe overly so because of the situation. But you guys followed around the bend, and you follow this path for a little ways, and it starts to slowly ascend. But Pinwin, up in the distance, you see that this path leads up to the rock of the mountain and seems to just stop about 100 feet ahead of you.
The rock of the mountain.
Just the outside surface of the mountain, as if it just stops the path
And there's nothing there.
that you can see.
Why are you
Are
stopping?
there any like
Do we all
pebbles or-
notice
Yeah,
that?
can
Yeah,
we-
there's pebbles and stuff. There's some loose gravel.
Can
I'm gonna scoop up some pebbles and some sand,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna toss it in front of where the path ends.
Okay, so you walk up the 100 feet towards the end of the path.
Yeah.
Okay, you scatter the debris, and nothing else seems to happen. It doesn't seem like there's anything that you can't see up there.
Okay.
Can I roll perception to see
Sure.
if there's anything hidden?
And anyone can roll perception if you follow up the path.
Okay. Could have used that later, but
29.
37.
20.
Whoa.
18.
Okay, so yeah, you guys all You're looking at the area, and Pinwin, you see there's some weird etchings. What languages do you speak?
Common, Infernal, Common, Goblin, Halfling, Infernal.
Okay. You just see some etchings in the wall. Looks like a language, but you could almost miss it. It looks very, very subtle. Tomar and Herstag, you recognize this as Dwarvish, and it says Beldarak entrance.
Well, that was nice of them to mark it off. Where is the...
That's easy.
Written in the rock itself at the end of the path.
Can you read it?
What's it say?
Yes, this is the entrance to the Beldarak.
All right. Thanks,
We were
Pandora.
way closer than we thought we were.
That's
Herstag,
wild.
can you
That's-
stone shape that entrance?
And it's weird to you, Tomar, because you know that the Beldarak is still like quite a ways off.
This must be the back door club entrance, the VIP entrance to the
This is the
Beldarak.
champagne room.
Well, do
to
we
the
want to
Beldarak.
enter from a way that you're not familiar with, though?
I'm not
I guess-
familiar with the way I entered. It was like a labyrinth, and everyone died that way, so maybe this is a good way to enter.
Yeah,
Labyrinthian death maze does not sound
right.
appeasing
Okay.
at all.
Yeah, this might be why Mandoran pointed down this path.
Yeah.
Maybe that chest was just kind of...
There
Just
by
happened to be there.
happenstance?
But where do we go from here? There's no path.
Herstag
anymore.
can make one.
Or was like a pointing
Well,
but double?
Do you know
both
anything
things.
about, like, dwarves having hidden doors or anything?
Can
In
we do a
mountains?
history check on the stone?
Yeah. If you would know anything about Dwarvish history, then you'll roll.
I don't.
You might as well.
Oh, wait, I have advantage.
Would I?
Yeah. You've maybe heard some stories.
Probably.
20.
20?
I got
11. I don't think I was
Nothing
listening.
rings a bell, yeah.
I got a 9.
Okay.
Skipped
Tomar,
class that day.
you do know that the mountains, which your people descended from, have many, many secret passageways. And usually there was a word or phrase that needed to be said in order to access these passageways.
I thought we weren't doing puzzles, Seth.
It's not much of a puzzle.
Oh,
I'm going to say open in Dwarvish.
How does that sound?
Often.
Often.
It slides out,
Sounds
Slightly.
like a common word.
opens up, and forms stairs into the rock face going up.
Ooh,
Well, that's a neat trick.
fun.
Thank you, Seth.
We need to be careful, though, because they also plant lots of traps. Dwarves do.
I'll be watching it. And I bet
Guys
Willem
are
will
a
be watching
surly
it.
bunch.
I mean, I don't know anything about that. I don't usually set traps.
I'm on it.
Just keep your eyes peeled.
Always.
All right.
Coca-Cola.
How does the air feel?
It feels cold. Much colder than the outside, even.
It's really nice in here.
Yeah, it worked out. I had this cloak.
You guys ascend the stairs, and it takes you into a tunnel. And you can see a light at the end of the tunnel that seems to be pulsating. How do you pursue?
What color light?
Light blue, a little bit of purple.
That's a weird color light.
I don't trust it.
Are you guys seeing this?
Yes.
Not just me.
If you want,
Should we look for traps?
I can. If you give me about 10 minutes, because I'm so sorry, but that's how long these take. I can start casting detect magic.
We could just
Maybe that's a
see
magical aura of some kind.
if we could just see if this path is
Let's just
okay to traverse.
Let's
Want me to
proceed
check it
carefully and then keep an eye out on the path.
Yeah, give me survival.
28.
Okay, 28. So, yeah, you guys proceed carefully down the path.
How high is the ceiling?
It's about 6 feet. So, Gorbel, you two, actually, Willem, you guys have to stoop a little bit. This was not built for very tall people.
Oh, okay.
But you guys are, and it's about 7 to 8 feet wide. We'll say 10, just so it's 2 squares, if that's necessary. And you guys very carefully move down. Pinwin, you notice about 20 feet ahead of you down the path, that there are 2 little notches, one on each side of the wall. And you see down, it's pretty easy to spot. Looks like dust is collected on a tripwire.
Oh, there's a tripwire 20 feet ahead.
He points it out, and you guys see it.
I'll disarm it.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go.
Give me survival and use your thieves' tools.
Not sleight of hand.
I believe it's survival to disarm a trap.
No, it'd be your thieves' tools, which would be your ability affecting that would be dex.
Oh, you're right. Yep.
Proficiency bonus plus dex bonus.
What'd you get? You got a natural 1?
Yeah.
Okay, so in attempting to disarm...
I've got this.
In attempting to disarm the tripwire, it's old. It's very, very old, so it's a bit more sensitive than you thought. And you go about disarming it, and all of a sudden you trip it. And you watch...
Get down!
And you hear something release in the wall. A mist starts to emerge from the 2 holes
Get down!
and begins to fill the chamber.
Darn it! I was thinking about taking something for that. Oh boy.
Okay, so immediately, Willem, I need you to give me a will save.
Okay.
Sorry, wisdom save. I am so
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
I'm
All right, I was
still
like-
say that all the time.
So is it a gas or something like that?
It is magical.
Okay.
13.
13. All right, so you feel this mist as it touches you immediately. It starts to like fill your veins with this like fire. It starts to feel very, very hot and uncomfortable and painful. And you can feel this trying to worm its way to your brain, but you are able to push the magical effects off. And as you do, the gas disperses a little bit around you. Pinwin, give me a wisdom save. Since you're the next closest. Halfling luck.
19.
19. You are able to throw off the effects of this magical cloud. The rest of you see
on
this
the
magical
floor.
cloud coming towards you. What would you like to do? Quickly.
That's a good question.
Get down.
I'm gonna take my beard
Okay.
and hold it up over my face.
Okay. What about Tomar or Gorbel?
Yeah, I think I'm going to fall to the floor.
Okay. Tomar?
Would Shield of the Fade protect us from that?
Tell me
If
what it does.
We're on the... You transport yourself and up to 5 other beings of your choice
Oh.
into the bridge between worlds for 5 minutes. For the duration, you and your allies appear as blurry shapes to enemies around you. You and your allies receive advantage on stealth checks and a bonus to AC equal to your dimension die roll.
I would say that because you are in between worlds, yes, it would work.
Okay. Oh, I have D12s now. I put them away because I don't use them. So for 11... Wait. Oh, our AC is plus 11
Okay.
for
Nice.
5 minutes.
That's OP. Super OP.
That's awesome.
If anything, it should be around and not 11.
No, it's 5 minutes.
You should take it off of there. That's way OP. That's broken.
Well, right now, that's what it is. So,
I'll allow it for now. All right. So you guys are in between worlds. The gas, the magical gas, passes harmlessly past you, and you watch as it exits out of the tunnel.
Sorry, guys, that string was a little more frayed than I thought it was.
this is very brief. So, if we can proceed quickly, we might be benefit for this in case there's other threats.
Sure.
So you guys move down the path, being careful. I'll have a rolling survival check, but you don't encounter any more traps. You get to the end of the hallway, and it's a sharp turn into a chamber. And in this chamber, the entire floor is glowing blue and purple. There are dwarvish runes all over the floor. Looks like some sort of old magical spell scrawled in a circle and a spiral all the way to the center.
Do you guys know what this means?
Can I tell what it says?
Yeah, it's basically the magical sentences and structures in order to cast some sort of ritual magic spell. If you give me a history check.
Never dropped dice.
18. You remember...
Didn't fall on the floor.
Never drops dice.
Over the table.
You remember that there are legends of spots that the dwarves had constructed that could transport them quickly from one area to another. This seems like a likely candidate for that.
While they're investigating that, I'm going to ask Pinwin, hey, did you mention you can speak Infernal?
Yeah.
Do you know what the word for rainfall is? Don't say it out loud, though.
Pinwin, you would know the word for rainfall.
Yeah, I know it. I almost said it. That was a little, well.
Just teach it to me. Whisper it in my ear if you would.
If I'm not supposed to say it, I feel like, I mean, this is kind of something for me, kind of thinking ahead, but if I'm not supposed to say it, isn't whispering it still saying it?
When did Pinwin get smart?
About something.
And Willem gets stupid.
Stupid as shit.
It's season 8, guys.
I've checked out this season.
I think it'll be okay.
You think?
How about you write it down?
Yeah. All
Phonetically.
right.
Guys, this is a teleporter.
Cool. Where's the teleport to?
So I actually have an ability with the Circle of Dreams where I can cast Teleportation Circle. Do I recognize this as a teleportation circle?
Yeah, that looks like an old like method of, like a ritual method of casting a teleportation circle.
Like the CB radio of
especially since you can read
circles.
Yeah, you can read Dwarvish, so that's exactly what it looks like. It's an ancient method of it.
Do I see a sign that
Well,
says
that's
where
neat.
it teleports you to?
In the center of the circle, or the spiral, both of you can see that it says Base of Beldarak.
I'll take a notebook out of my pack and then rip off a piece of paper, put the notebook back, and write the word for rainfall and infernal, at least phonetically.
It says Gladash.
Oh my gosh.
The end. Famous last
Yeah,
word.
this is a real neat, real old teleportation circle.
Do you think it still works?
Well, the runes are still there. Looks active.
Well, it goes to the base.
Of the Beldarak.
What would that mean, though?
What's the base?
In Dwarvish, base can mean bottom, base can mean camp, base can mean like numerous things. So it is,
Sick-ass
Same as-
instrument.
yeah.
You just kind of gotta guess with Dwarvish.
Yeah, but
Okay,
it's
so
phonetic and spelled like the same.
well, if
But-
so the entrance to this little tunnel, that said entrance to the Beldarak. I'm assuming this will take us.
Is there any other part of the room that leads anywhere else?
No, it is a single contained room.
All right, so this must be our way to get in, officially in. Maybe we were never even officially in.
Yeah.
I say we do it.
How do we do it?
I think we just
Well.
read this, right?
I mean, I don't speak Dwarvish, so I feel like I might butcher the pronunciation, so you guys better do that.
That's good, because I wasn't even looking at you to do
Well,
that. so-
one thing we need to do is hold hands in a circle
All right.
in the teleportation circle.
Is that actually part of it, Herstag?
I mean, it might be fun.
Zyko stands in the circle and puts his hands out and blinks.
I will take one of Zyko's hands.
I'll take Herstag's hand.
I'll take Psycho's other hand.
I'll take Gorbel's hand.
All right, so it's
Do we put Shadow's
so it's
paw in?
me and her stag,
No,
her
you-
stag
You have
and
to
Pinwin.
join
Pinwin,
Tomar and
Tomar,
Pinwin.
yeah.
Pinwin. Okay.
Do we put Shadow's paw in?
I forgot about Shadow.
He fell down.
Shadow's
the pit.
dead. He fell
had
off
to
the
hold on
path.
to
Lost
his
him.
tail and his snout.
Okay.
The ghost of Mandoran whisked him away.
So you gonna grab onto his tail or his snout?
I'll grab onto his tail.
Okay, so you'd have to grab onto Shadow's snout.
He bites it.
Easy boy.
All right, you guys are in a circle.
Now
And
what?
We just need to say the word.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Poppycock.
Well, not everyone, just the spellcaster.
Oh, good.
What
Pumpernickel.
what's the word?
Snorkel.
Would it be open as well?
Are you supposed
You
to
can
read
try
the
it.
thing on the floor?
Often.
Nothing happens.
I will read the runes to see if it gives some kind of.
How about
clue.
activate?
Yeah, there's an ancient dwarvish word, and it means similar to activate or fire, ignite.
That sounds good.
Tomar.
Willem's just tested out a bunch of words.
So we'll say that word.
Fuck.
And
Fucker did it.
the room starts shaking, and you guys feel your whole bodies vibrating. And you guys are standing outside of a wall and there's a large, ornate, black iron door with a bunch of dwarvish runes, indicating that this is the entrance to the Beldarak. You guys know that you are now what appears to be in a massive, massive cavern. What you can assume is deep inside the mountain. And above the wall, you can see the crumbling ruins of an ancient city.
Were you this far in before?
No, I never saw this before.
Tomar.
Except in my dream. I saw it in my dream.
This looks identical to what you saw in your dream.
I want to listen.
Except there's no glowing ember in the background. It's all dark.
I want to listen very closely, see if I hear any
Give me perception.
movement on the
I'm
other
going to
side of the
use
wall.
perception to peek over
22.
28.
Okay, you're listening, and you're listening for what specifically? Like just anything, any sounds? Movement. You don't hear any movement other than the breath and the like subtle movements that your party members are making. You can hear Shadow kind of. You can hear Pinwin. And Tomar, you step back to look over the wall, and you can see more detail to the city. It looks as though it stretches on and on. This is just the most enormous cavern you've ever been in. Both you and Herstag, though, despite growing up in the forest, Herstag, this seems to resonate with you. But it also resonates with you, Tomar. There's something in the rock itself that speaks to you.
It's the lyrics, man.
I'll place my hand on the wall.
Okay.
Just kind of get a feeling it.
Feels good.
If you guys looked at
That's-
Tomar's face right now, he would actually, for the first time maybe that you've seen in a long time, look really excited.
We made it, guys.
I thought we were already in.
This is like
Well, now
a
we're,
secret
like, in.
club. Secret, like, bar? Like, VIP section of
When
a
did
bar?
you guys become so obsessed with clubs?
I don't.
This is the birthplace of the dwarves. I can feel it.
Like they actually birthed
I don't know how it happened, but
As the lore indicates that Wyr Karag, the ancient city, is beyond the Beldarak, but the only way to Wyr Karag is through the Beldarak.
So this is the motherland for you guys.
All right, how do we get in?
Where is everyone?
well, we got a wall here, right?
They left
right?
after the eruption.
Wait. Eruption?
There was an eruption.
About how long ago?
Centuries. Longer.
So would you say we're maybe, I don't know, overdue for another one?
I don't know. Well, the heart would have frozen over by now. That's why the forge is not active.
So we're going to reignite the heart to activate the forge and cause another eruption?
I don't know the details. I just know what Agriman did. I suppose if
Is that what he did?
So we're just maybe walking into obliteration.
Agriman
When are we not?
took his hammer.
Yeah, but usually we can...
He
I can't
pierced-
fight lava.
Have you
He
tried?
pierced the Wyr Karag, and the heart of the Soul Forge lit up, and that's how he ascended. Now, he did get destroyed in the process, but
So we're sending like... Never mind.
we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's beyond there.
Okay, so let's just go light the Soul Forge and not die doing it.
We need a weapon.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
why we're
go
here.
ahead, everybody.
We need a weapon.
Make amends with anything you've ever loved.
And open your arms to the swarm.
If you absolutely want to turn back now, I understand. You guys helped me get here, and I appreciate it. But I'm going through that gate.
Well, I don't think anybody else knows how to teleport back downstairs.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it. Time to say that would have been back in that other.
I turn around and look at the wall and I'm just like, Tomas.
I'm going to try the gate.
Okay. There are no visible handles, but you imagine you're in dwarvish territory. It probably needs a word.
Off then. I wink at Herstag.
These massive doors made of iron, and underneath you can see obsidian slide open. Wide open to give you guys your first glimpse into the lowest level of this city. And you can see automatically that there was once a great and grand city in this spot that has since fallen to just disastrous ruin. All of the buildings that looked like at one point they were just marvelously crafted. You two especially, Tomar and Herstag, you can tell just by looking at the ruins themselves that these were beautiful, beautiful buildings, some of the finest craftsmanship you've ever seen, and a lot of them were forged out of obsidian. But now they've began to crumble. They're broken. You can see half spires. You can see doorways that have collapsed. There's tons of debris and rock in the streets themselves. And the street that you're on, this main avenue, goes far off into the distance and beyond your sight. This is a massive city. And the buildings surround you, and you guys just kind of feel this sense of overwhelming awe looking up at even these crumbling structures, because they represent this ancient, like, beautiful culture that's long gone. Especially for you two, this is, kind of bittersweet, because while this is the birthplace of the dwarves, it's also the birthplace of their greatest ruin and destruction.
Holy shit.
Wow.
You three and Zyko as well, like, you feel this, maybe not the same intensity, but you're in the presence of an ancient structure. It almost seems just magical to behold it.
All right, man. Well, in the interest of posterity, yeah, let's stick it out. Let's see what they've got for us.
Does it look like? Can I tell how these buildings were damaged? Was it lava?
It doesn't look like lava. It looks like some great destructive force.
Tomar after drinking Dragon's Grove.
Luckily, that's not going to happen now. But no, it's very difficult to discern a physical reason for it because something, maybe some sort of fire that was hot enough to burn obsidian. Perhaps you can see that there are structures that look as though if they have been melted, but you don't see. You would think that if it was lava, it would be left behind, but none of that is there.
So like something breathed fire on it.
Oh god,
possibly.
Shit.
So
they had been manipulated over the years as they mined further down into the mountain, and some of them have been corrupted by an unknown force. Some of the dwarves split from the others. Like, some remained in the cities and banished the ones that were greedy and went further in. So who knows what actually happened.
I'm not trying to scare anybody, but it does look like some of these buildings were burned by something real hot. Not lava.
Something hotter than you, bud.
Hotter than
I slap him on the
even
back
me.
and
We
start
should-
walking in.
We should try and stop at like a library or something to see if anything's left behind on the way.
Is there like a fire shield? Because that'd be nice.
Well, everything's made out of like obsidian and minerals, so it's probably resistant to that sort of thing anyway.
Yeah, let's check out the library. Start making rules about who can check out books. What time people can walk the streets. Wait a minute.
Well,
Alright.
In a city, where would they typically have the forge?
Probably in the center.
it won't be here. It'll be further in. Like, the forge will be beyond this city.
Okay.
Well, I guess we can just kind of carry on and
But we'll know.
Keep an
we'll
eye
know when
out
we see
for-
it. Like, it's not just a regular run-of-the-mill forge. Like, it's a feature of this place. Like, there'll
We
be
forged this city on rock and bone.
like it'd be at the center of something because that's their livelihood. That's how they built things. That's how things were formed. So if we keep an eye out, we'll definitely see signs of something.
well, let's keep an eye out for anything useful. Maybe a library or something. Or
You can read more about
I'm sorry.
it in the Bible.
Did you say
as we walk.
library?
Library.
I keep my
What's
eye out for a
wrong with that?
library.
Goodberry, library.
You see any libraries around here?
It's the opposite of a good berry because we lying, dude.
You lying Barry.
Library.
I don't know. I got a 21 for perception.
You don't see anything that looks like a library here. Library, sorry, my mistake.
Library.
And,
Thank you.
But
It's not the preferred nomenclature.
emphasis on the gnome, because these are dwarves. Get it? Race joke. But we'll keep that rolling. So you're on the lookout for something that looks library-ish. Sorry.
Thank you.
Well, my passive perception is 27.
Okay.
So I'm also going to keep an eye out for things.
Okay.
Mine is also high.
I'm
Okay.
gonna be looking for any traps
Willem
or
is also
making
high.
sure everything's safe.
But I'm going to look out for minerals.
Okay.
I'm specifically looking for jade. Jade.
Of all the
Looking for
things in here, you're looking for
I
jade.
Her shift isn't
want
over yet.
Jade.
And here you're going to find magma ore. You're going to find all sorts of crazy minerals you've
she's
never
still
So
seen.
if you guys spot any jade, you just let me know.
I think I heard her. She's going to be on stage 3.
I need some topaz.
What?
What are you going to be doing, Gorbel?
My perception is pretty low, so I'm just going to be walking through and admiring everything.
And Zyko also will be walking through and admiring much of the area. He seems, his mouth is kind of hanging open as he's looking around. Oh, wow.
Do the buildings still seem sturdy?
Some of them do. Some of them look a little iffy, but they are made of like stone and metal,
And
so
rock and bone.
they're probably not going to be disturbed by someone walking inside of them.
What about walking on them?
That's that you can roll the dice on that.
I'm going to look for the sturdiest, tallest building.
Okay. So about a block away, you can see that there is a large tower. It looks like maybe it was even some sort of...
Bell tower, maybe?
Sure, we'll call it a bell tower. Some sort of tower that would have been used for... belling or calling or summoning.
Soup's on bone. That one big ass soup.
They just pour it over the side. That's what burned the buildings. We solved the mystery.
It's a soup in a can. Soup in a cup. That's why it's so fucking hot.
It was a soup-aside.
Oh, okay, 5 experience for that.
Oh
right.
my god,
It was
I
a
love soup-based
stew-aside.
jokes.
Suicide, I would have also accepted.
Nice. All right, so yeah, tallest.
Okay, so
sturdiest
you
bell
start
tower.
You start walking up it.
Sweet. Yep.
All right, and you walk up and you get to the top. It doesn't take you very long. It's about 40 feet up in the air, and you find the top area is vacant, and you do see that there is a platform inside where a massive gong lays to rest, kind of covered in some debris. This gong is about 10 feet wide, 10 feet tall.
Okay, and it's definitely not able to be like picked up. And
I mean, it looks heavy.
can I try and pick it up? And
Yeah, give me a strength check.
Please fail.
oh, that's a 11.
11? Nah, it's too heavy for you.
All right, I'm just gonna take a look around and see if I can glean any sort of like special areas or anything of interest that you might want to point Tomar in the direction of.
Okay, so yeah, from this vantage point, you can see a bit further, and you see that down the main street here, it looks like there are several hubs that widen out, like several big marketplaces or something like that. But this is, like I said, a massive city, so there's definitely going to be more than one hub. But you can see several of them up ahead, and you can see that the buildings that are clustered around these circular areas are much larger, and as they kind of move away from them, they shrink,
Taper off.
but then as they get closer to the far reaches of the cavern, they start to grow again, and the buildings that you can see just beyond the scope of your vision are starting to get huge, hundreds of feet tall.
Okay. Guys, it looks like important stuff is off towards this way.
You guys look at the direction that he points.
Yeah.
Thumbs up at him.
And I
When
climb back down.
When he gets back down, we might want to have telepathic bond going. That way we're not yelling across the city at each other.
That's a good idea.
Nobody's here.
Well,
Could you really
obviously-
just say that and assume that that's what's going on?
I just thought it would be funny.
I was sure you were serious.
Okay, so Willem returns to the group.
Yeah, this place is massive, guys.
Yep, we're gonna be here for a minute.
Gather around, you guys.
You gather around.
Take a knee.
Just so you have been using a spell slot for that, right?
Yes.
You should cast it as a ritual.
That'll take forever.
It's only 10 minutes. You could do it while we walk.
Casting while we walk.
That's a high level spell.
All right, so Gorbel begins.
I still do my pointing to my eyes and then pointing to everybody else's.
Just for 10 minutes.
10 straight minutes. This is really hard while I walk her
She's
stag.
going from person to person as we're walking.
Well, her stag didn't know to tell you that, so this is all Gorbel's fault.
For the audience's sake, she did the eye thing in him. So yeah,
If we included Shadow in that, would everyone understand him?
well, you would know because he would be speaking wolf sounds.
Ruff, 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 ruff.
I mean, it might make sense to add him to it just in case.
How many can you add?
8.
Wait, where's Chaos Company? Are they with us?
They're several weeks away from here.
They disappeared, remember? You didn't know where they went.
Outside of Moonreach.
All right.
Told him to come
I
here,
forgot
though.
about all that stuff.
If Pinwin did his deal where he can speak with Shadow, but we all had telepathic bond, would we all be able to listen in?
I believe so, yes.
Wow. Oh my god. None of us have heard his accent, and it's so good.
It's horrifying, bone-chilling.
Mister.
It's going to tell him to start murdering people.
You know, I'm going to speak real quiet to Pinwin. You know, I was thinking about bringing something up to you.
Yeah?
So this staff, I have a tune to it, and it has the power, a really cool power that I always wanted to try.
Yeah?
Where I could give a beast consciousness, like bring them, awaken their mind.
Where are you gonna find a beast?
Well, I was wondering if maybe you wanted to try it on Shadow sometime.
Oh, I forget. He's technically a beast. Yeah, that'd be so fun. So
That went over well.
Cool.
wow.
Alright,
So
we got
he
a plan.
just
I mean, anytime you feel like it. I don't know if we should do it in this
Now?
place, though.
Her
Oh,
stabs
no.
Shadow in the throat. This is part of it.
I mean, whenever you feel like it, but I don't know if we should do it right now.
So what happens? He becomes like
He gains the intelligence of like one of us. Like he'd be a legit, be able to think of stuff and say stuff. Maybe.
what do you think of that, boy?
He's just looking up at you.
Oh, he deserves that. Such a good boy.
His tongue's lolling off to the side. He just looks really happy to be included in a conversation for once.
I mean, that's up to you. We got this other thing going on. I just thought I'd mention it.
Yeah, whenever.
Okay.
That sounds great. I don't know.
All right. We can try it later.
So you guys, you're continuing to cast that ritual spell, and you guys enter this main hub, this first of the main hubs. And as you enter the circular area, you can see a large statue depicting a famous dwarven warrior. And you would recognize him, Tomar, from the stories. And this is Nutgret the Coward, which is a misnomer because this story famously goes that when he was a boy, he was scared of everything. But he was, it was in the infancy of the civilization, he rallied his courage and defended the city against the hordes from below in the dark place. Is that what you guys call it? In the dark place, single-handedly for hours until reinforcements could arrive. And then Nutgret the Coward became a badge of courage and a badge of kind of esteem. And you see him his famous pose of his hand outstretched and what appears to be creatures clinging to his arm with their teeth as he draws his sword with his other hand.
What do the creatures look like?
The creatures are long, thin, very angular things that you just know them as those creatures from the dark place. They don't look like anything you've seen yet. And as you do, you finish the ritual spell, Gorbel, and all of a sudden you guys are all in each other's minds. Pinwin is singing inside of his mind. And at that moment, a cold, cold breeze washes through the city. And as it reaches you guys, normally this would have just been reserved for you two, but since everyone's connected, mentally, you all hear, Tomar, Herstang, welcome home. And that's where we're going to end for the night.
Guys, I've seen this movie. We got to get the fuck out.
I know it was a welcome, but that was creepy.
I'm gonna need.
It's totally friendly.
Gonna need an old priest and a young priest.
All right. So, nice little session there. For the general events, it was a heavy role-playing session. Everybody's going to take 4,500 experience points.
Whee!
Holy shit!
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
Ask me
Herstag.
about my hot dog.
Herstag and Pinwin, you're going to take an additional 200 experience points for interacting with the Spectre that gave you all that stuff. And everyone is going to get an additional 100 for testing out your theories on the lantern and the blood, and and Willem will take an additional 100 on top of that for identifying them.
Do I get any extra for stopping that tomfoolery?
You can have 50 experience for being the voice of reason and throwing your sandwich on the ground. Let's see here. For Pinwin, for discovering the path, you can have an additional 100 experience points. And for activating the passageway, not once, not twice, but 3 times into the Beldarak, you can have 150 experience points, Tomar. Gorbel, for utilizing your spell to get everybody connected so that everybody could hear that at the end, you can have 100 experience points. Willem, for climbing a tower to see the landscape, you can have 100 experience points.
I think Tomar should get some more for rescuing us from the poison smoke.
Oh yes,
Or the
yes.
magic smoke.
Yes, you can have another 100 experience points, Tomar.
So I thought of a way to potentially curb that ability. So the AC amount could just be a fixed amount.
Okay.
And then the roll on the dimension die can be the duration that we are in the bubble.
Okay. See, that's what made sense to me. Like
having
the amount of time.
having the roll affect every aspect of it, that's like really OP.
Yeah, I would
Well,
say
it was only affecting the amount of AC.
Oh,
for 5 minutes.
yeah, that's ridiculous.
But yeah.
We
mean,
would be
could-
untouchable.
Well, you are level 18, so
I could
Yeah,
easily
but
have rolled
plus
a
11.
1, you know?
So
Yeah, I think 11 is
my
too
AC
high,
is
yeah.
19, so plus 11, it'd be
Yeah.
impossible to hit.
yeah.
So we can't do that.
So maybe a fixed AC of like 3 or 4.
Yeah, maybe like a +2.
Yeah.
Or your
Plus
wisdom modifier.
2.
That could be neat.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have low wisdom, then you barely get any extra AC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense. Or
like
no,
that.
it would
No,
just
it
be
would
the
make-
wisdom modifier of the caster.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay, yeah. I don't know what else. Like that would be a way to fuck somebody over. Like, oops, sorry.
So
Me.
it shouldn't be that long of a duration then, because it's adding +5 to
Maybe that-
AC.
maybe that roll
We
is-
should discuss this more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At another time.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
Any additional experience points you guys deserve for anything?
I had ideas, but I think I forgot about them.
I think Pinwin should get some more for sneaking out to try and
Yeah.
see Mandoran.
For being Pinwin, 50 experience points.
For telling them the actual way that Agriman died and that they might be in more of a pickle than they thought they were.
For, revealing the truth and not trying to shield their feelings, you can have 50 experience points.
After it was too late. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, now that I've locked us in this room, it's actually a gas chamber. And I have the key.
I don't feel like
think-
I did very much that.
I think Herstag should get some for revealing that it was a teleportation portal
Yeah, confirming, 50
and
experience.
telling us what to do.
Cutting loose one last time with some dragon's groan.
Everybody, for general relaxation, you can have 100 experience points.
100 for relaxing.
Gorbel for
Alright.
making a dope sandwich.
Oh, yeah,
Two
that's
dope
two
sandwiches.
dope
Two
sandwiches.
dope sandwiches.
50 apiece.
And cutting the crust off mine.
And I'm making a cool mug.
All right, 50 for each of those, so 200 experience points. And everybody can take an additional 50 experience points for staying on task, because you guys made it very
I feel like we're off task now.
well. No, we're doing experience.
I'll take your experience for you.
What the fuck did I do? There was something I did that I was gonna say.
Switch spell.
You dispelled
this
the
is-
thing on the lamp.
Oh, that's
yeah.
sick. Yeah, I dispelled a thousands-year-old spell.
500 experience points.
Whoa.
That was really cool.
Pinwin should get some for giving me the word for rainfall in Infernal.
Okay, yeah, you
You
can have
both
50 experience
simultaneously
points.
thought to write it down instead of say it.
Yeah, so yeah, go ahead and each take 50.
That's for teamwork.
All right. If there's nothing else, I think we should move on to the MVPC. Okay, so for those of you listening, if it's your first time, the MVPC is the most valuable playing character. Everyone will vote and decide on who gets that sweet, sweet nectar of the gods. 500 extra experience points to do as they wish. So what we'll do is I'll let you think about it for a moment, and then we'll count to 3, and you will hold up the finger of the person that you believe it belongs to. And I think we're doing Tomar's 1, Herstag's 2, Willem is 3, Pinwin is 4, and Gorbel is 5. All right, so on the count of 3, everyone hold up the finger of the person you vote for. 1, 2, 3. I can't see yours, Lindsey. All right, so we've got 2 votes for Pinwin. We've got 1 vote for Herstag. 2 votes for Herstag. 1 vote for Tomar. So, Pinwin, why'd you vote for Tomar?
I really liked his sandwich thing. I thought that was fun. And he saved us from the gassy stuff, and he also got us in all the doors. And it probably would have been way more complicated and dangerous if we didn't go in said doors. So, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I
Okay.
haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah. Willem, why'd you vote for Herstag?
It came down to Tomar Herstag, and I had to roll for it. And so it went Herstag, but because he's just constantly and perpetually helpful. He did the dispelling. He had a bunch of knowledge about shit. He found out he like led the charge, I guess you could say, in the lamp escapades. And he figured out that it was a teleportation portal, whereas Tomar was actually the one that like activated all the stuff and got us in. But like I said, it was a really close call, and it came down to a roll. But yeah, Herstag.
Thank you. Gorbel, why'd you vote for Herstag?
So for me, it was a bit of a toss-up between Tomar and Herstag. Also, they both did cool shit, and I appreciate both of their efforts. But magical blood brothers got to stick together, so that choice was super easy.
Club nepotism. That's what you should call it.
Tomar, why'd you vote for Pinwin?
Pinwin is growing, bizarrely. He's not doing the dumb shit he may have done before. He's actually taking time to actually think about repercussions of his actions.
I opened a treasure.
I was just going to say, other than that.
Aside from that,
Sneaking
Which I
out
think
of
we
the
all would have
House
done.
of
Which
Protection.
Aside from that-
is why I voted for Pinwin.
on
get that out of the way.
in like a bizarre reversal, Willem's kind of starting to do the dumb shit, and then Pinwin's starting to learn from his mistakes. So I think that's interesting.
And then, yeah, I voted for Pinwin because he did the chest thing. And I thought it was really funny. So,
Well, what I was going to do is, so that there wasn't a tie, I was going to have the person who didn't vote for the tie break the tie, but that's a conflict of interest. So we're going to do a tie. And tonight's MVPCs are Herstag and Pinwin. 250 apiece, you fools, you filthy, filthy fools.
It's just a penny in the barrel at this point.
So yeah.
Have our
Why
hands
you
on our
put
hips.
pennies in barrels?
That's where they go.
Ain't you ever had a penny barrel before? I've got 2.
just so many pennies.
And coincidentally, 2 pennies.
1 for each barrel.
Anyway, we're on like social media.
Yeah, check us out
Instagram.
on Instagram and Twitter. Follow us, like, subscribe. Thanks for listening to us most of all. Thanks to Chad Piper doing that intro song, Adrian Von Ziegler with the background music.
Thanks to Brett.
Thanks to Brett
our
for that
newest patron.
sweet review and for making us his warlock.
Be like Brett.
Be like Brett. Do cool shit.
Yeah.
Do cool shit.
Do cool chat.
Just like Brett.
guys.
Do cool, Brett.
Do cool, Brett.
You're just so cool.
Anyway, I think that's it for us, guys. But thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. You are listening to Seth, your host and DM of the D20 Syndicate podcast, where we go on adventures so you don't have to. Goodbye. You're still level 17.
That's a 1.
What are you talking about?
Everybody got to go to 18.
She didn't remember to level up.
I'm not there.
Yeah,
She doesn't
remember, I gave
care.
everybody the ability to level up to 18.
When did you do that?
At the end of the episode 50. You huge dumbass.
Great. Now we have to wait.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
Because I quit.
I'm sick of this bullshit.
Going back to my tub wine.
I'm out of tub wine.
Uh-oh. Got to go to the store. Garcon, where is your tub wine aisle?
Always proud of American rhetoric.
Just got in the face with his mic.
The fuck?
You didn't even make a move. Like you didn't even react. It was just sort of like
Elijah, get your face out of the fucking mic.
Why?
Because it sounds bad.
And you look like a clown.
It's comfortable. I can hear
Great,
myself
now we have
perfectly.
to wait for Mika to choose magical secrets. Fuck.
God, she should have done this.
There's so many
Already,
opportunities
like 2 weeks
for
ago.
her to have done this because she didn't even work at all this week. And just sitting there in a fucking tub, not leveling up.
What'd you do on your days off?
Nothing. She didn't level
Since
up.
you don't
I've been
sit.
turning a toddler bed that I bought on Craigslist into a day bed, which involved some stripping chemicals and what?
Level up.
please level up.
Oh my god!
I want to know about her day bed.
This is your one chance to get Wish, by the way.
Oh, did you and Sam get a new shower curtain a while ago?
Unfortunately.
What
I
happened?
thought so. I was in there peeing weeks ago, and I was like, I think that's a new shower curtain, but I forgot to say anything. And I've been thinking about it. Since.
It sucks. I hate it.
It's been keeping me
I
up
did
at
not
night.
notice. You could have had the same shower curtain the entire time.
Yeah.
You could have a shower curtain with a swastika on it. I would not have noticed.
So Billy, you can go
I've never
ahead and
cared
cross that
less
one
about a thing
transgression
that
off your
exists.
list. I said something.
I'll let Sam know that you like that.
Man, yeah. I never cared about a shower curtain in my life.
With a swastika.
All right, let's play Dungeons and Dragons.
I really liked when we had our nautical bathroom.
You just never
with-
realized that you're friends with a Nazi because you don't look at any of the propaganda they have decorating their house because you're that inattentive. It's like, well,
And then
fucking
you like someone points it out and you're like, no. And then you see shit very
You're just suddenly noticing everything, like the giant
flag in
golden
front of
eagle.
their house.
it's gonna be a maze.
Hitler art hanging on the wall. Signed
Sorry.
by Hitler.
Your last name is Hitler.
How was I to know?
We're no
signs.
guy.
I just want to point out that I'm done leveling up, and I have been.
Okay. Sweet.
Did you roll for HP?
Yes.
Good job.
Mazel tov.
So tell me about your day bed.
So,
Fighter
toddler
of the
bed.
night bed.
Toddler bed on Craigslist, and it was
Just
painted
get
this
out of the
hideous green, so I had to
Bed.
get out the paint stripper and strip it down, and then I sanded it, and I have a power sander now, which is real fun, and I had to saw part of it, which was cool, and get my drill out to reinforce it. Both drills. I don't have time to press that little button, so one goes lefty and one goes right.
Seth, every time we played Starfinder, every time he said a quip, he would like load his gun invisibly. Be like,
I don't know.
go.
I decided that I was an android, but I also decided that I was an alcoholic. Like right out of the gate, I was like, sorry, I was drinking, and that's why I did bad. And then that's what I was. And then I had a pistol, and anytime I would say anything, I'd just be like, all right, guys, let's do this.
Whether or not he shot anything between them.
I think I fired the gun one time. It was like a BB gun, getting it ready.
So you're a bender.
Yes, basically.
This was Starfinder that you were playing at Gen Con.
No, this was Con of the North.
Con of the North.
Con of the North. Con of the North.
I liked Starfinder.
Yeah, it was tight.
I liked it too, but I wish I could have like homebrewed a character instead of using their boring ass lizard
You mean
lady.
created a character?
Yeah.
Phone was that?
That was the computer.
Yeah, but I want one that's like
That he would have.
different.
Yeah, that's
What do you
fair.
mean?
Like I don't want to.
You mean like a character that you make?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want one with like my own little quirks and stuff.
Yeah, it's not homebrew.
It would technically be homebrew.
but you're just making
If
a
you're
character.
no, but if you're,
You're
using
being pedantic.
Not a
playing the, you're
remake.
playing
You knew
you're
what
playing
she
the game
meant.
as
You knew
but
what
if
she
you're-
meant.
If
You're just
using
being
stuff,
pedantic.
Wait, if you're using classes and stuff that aren't included in Starfinder, that's homebrew.
No.
Homebrew is
Yes.
when you create. Well, that would technically.
If you make
fall
up a
under it.
brand new
That's what you
class.
wanted to do?
Yeah.
If you make up a brand new class.
Yes.
That's what you wanted to do.
Yes, I didn't want some outer space bullshit, baby.
Okay.
I'm still
Because
not
of
sure
all-
we're all on the
we
same
were
page.
all-
Every
Yeah.
single thing they had there
No, we
included
weren't.
in the game was like very specifically outer spacey, and I didn't want something outer spacey.
That's what Starfinder is.
Yeah, but I like a fish out of water story.
You don't like Starfinder then.
I do like Starfinder. I just want to participate
That's
in it.
the space one.
Oh my god. That's why I said homebrew, Tomas.
Just don't play Starfinder then. What is
But I want to be in space.
With the fish.
A druid. What are you talking about? A druid in space. That'd be good.
That would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like
You try to create
It'd
plant
suck
life
if
and it
they-
just dies immediately.
They travel through
like you're the-
trees, but there's
that
no
would actually
more trees.
that would be
You're like,
dope if like
"Oh."
somebody played a druid type character for Starfinder, and then your whole the whole campaign was you like terraform. Your mission was you guys go to this
So we're
planet to
watching The
terraform it.
Martian?
Basically, you're a botanist, but a druid.
I feel like Tomas and I had our first fight.
I have to wake up in 9.5 hours.
Yeah, let's do this.
That sucks. Oh, my back.
So just so you know, once we take our rest, I'm gonna have to look at my spells
Why
Okay.
didn't you just...
because I can't because we haven't rested yet.
Correct.
And if we spend all night fucking Mandoran, I won't get a long rest.
say fucking him?
Yeah, good. Billy referenced.
Oh.
Fucking.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, you missed out on that one.
I didn't know about that one either.
'Cause Elijah's like, are we gonna have to fight him? And
Sit on my face, you wizard fuck.
Billy said we're gonna fuck him, and he's gonna fuck us,
And I'm gonna
and let him. Yeah.
At least a couple of us.
But it's
Couldn't get away.
consensual.
Who's
Super consensual.
so Pinwin is outside
And
And
her
her
stuff.
and
Stag.
Herstag
Everyone else is inside completely.
Willem is
in
a
the tub.
bath.
he's
drinking tub wine.
Yeah.
And I'm
Gorbel's about to
catching
make a
up with
Sammy
my,
in the kitchen.
Oh,
my
yeah.
juggalos. Also, by the way, I saw a license plate today that said ICP, and I thought about taking a picture and endangering my life to send it to you guys.
I thought you meant like ICP.
Sure.
Gross.
It's like I see dead people. You just see pee.
I want you to write pen 15 and turn your homework into the teacher. All right.
I'm not gonna do that again.
Fool me 1 to 37 times. Shame
Did
on
you guys see my cheese curd penis?
Yeah.
No.
I thought that was way
He
funnier
has a
than
name,
any of you
and it's
thought.
Tomas.
Here, Elijah, I'll
I
find
don't
it.
want to see it.
Yes, you do.
All right, let's do the previously on. I am your host and DM Seth, and around the table we have our players.
I'm Tomas. I play Tomar.
We're doing that?
What do you mean?
Why don't we just do it like the old way?
Oh,
For
man.
this-
It's always been me first. I'm Tomas. I play Tomar.
Don't you remember?
So
I'm your brother.
It's Tomar. It's Tomar. Tomar. I just
Boyo,
Tomar.
you fly
So we're going in the order.
Just go bam, 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 bam.
What? You're gonna go bam, bam, bam?
Because that's the way we did it at Billy's house. The one time we decided to change it, and now we're here.
We acted as a democracy. We voted.
We
Some
did.
of us.
And now look at us.
Yeah,
We've
different.
We should decide
Now we're refugees.
right now if
Oh,
we're
my
at
fuck.
Billy's house. We do it the order in which we're sitting at Billy's house, ending with Mika.
That's fine. That's
We're
fine.
always ending with me.
We do it in the order we're sitting, ending with Mika.
I don't care anymore.
That's
I
the rule.
don't care.
Democracy.
I think Tomas and I
Boom.
are the only people who care about going first and last.
Yeah.
You
So
care about going
you guys
first?
do
I
whatever
definitely
the
care
fuck
about
you
Billy
want.
going first.
Why?
It's like words when they scramble them up. As long as you have the first and the last letter, everything else can be jumbled in the middle. So you're first, you're last. Who fucking cares?
Exactly.
Yeah, we're bookends. Woo!
You never had a concern about that before.
Well, now I do. So suck on
People
that.
change, Elijah.
Now that I've been made aware that it is a
I've ascended.
viable platform.
He's really going on a power trip since we got back to our house.
Yeah.
Ever since he,
Me first.
Just staring at a fuzz bunny. Don't you fucking roll across the floor. Don't you dare.
Tonight's around the campfire question is this will be a simple, easy one. Fuck, I hope so. What is your character's
Wait.
favorite?
I'm so sorry.
You can't stealth burp into the
It just, I didn't. It just happened. I didn't mean to. Okay. Whoops. So sorry.
Talking while burping is one of the funniest things to me. I love it. I've never been able to do it.
Next time you're gonna burp, just say something.
It's like, oh my god, this is my chance.
Boobs. That's like usually what I say. I think pussy would be the funniest word to say while burping.
Pussy.
Like your final, your like your swan song. Somebody's gonna murder you, and they're like, "You got any last words?" And you burp, pussy. That would be the ultimate insult.
man.
Oh man, you spit on me too. You're fucking dead.